So, okay. So, well, when we last left off, which was, I'm not even sure how, was that like 2 months ago, Nate? Two and a half?
Yeah, about 2 months.
It's been a minute. Um, there was quite a carfuffle there in Old Sinfall, where King Thalion was poisoned by Void himself, who had possessed the body of good old freaking Bravor. And he found out that he was poisoned, had a limited time before getting Lightbringer, and they decided to go through with the quest. So you guys all rode on off to Karis to uncover the secret little entrance that would lead into like a layer of void or a little pocket dimension of void to uncover the artifact. Um, Kind of found out some of the lore in between all that, where you find out that it was created with the help of Void, but it was by that of Mavrin Krogernak, one of Nate Dogg's favorite enemies.
Hmm.
Um, you guys encountered some Dimnall there that kind of gave you all a little bit of trouble, and afterwards, it was Elowen that was able to go in and withstand some of the darkness. She found out that she was called the Daughter of the Dark, and she withstood some crazy looking beasts while in there that was very wolf-like. She encountered her old flame, Salakel, got Lightbringer, came back up, did a little Sleeping Beauty thing on Thalion, and you guys flew back to Sinfall. There, Lightbringer was finally lit with the help of Harrion, with very good intentions, but a very hilarious encounter. Where the Daughter of the Dark faded away. Afterwards, you found out that Grandar has made his way once again into the realm of Malifor, and he told you guys that Elowen is the new Oathkeeper, and that's where he ended the last game. So, currently, you guys are still in Sinfall. Y'all had walked back into the main keep, or castle of Sinfall. Kramilovas is there. Uranus is still there. Him and his whole new little clique. Vanathan is still there with Afrin. And so yeah, y'all have Grandar. What would y'all like to do?
Let's see, I think I ordered the army to be assembled.
Right. So Kramilovas has been working on that. The ships were already ready long ago, with the help of the aquatic elves. They had put together enough to get the army on there, and to get them over there. And these are pretty gigantic, very sturdy ships. He's also been working on gathering up supplies and rations that would last the journey and then some, but not that much then some. But yeah, he's been working on that. Um, and I don't remember really where the game ended last time, but we'll say it's probably like midday. So it should be ready by nightfall. So y'all could probably stay here the night and then head out the next morning.
Oh, sounds good.
Okay. So with that, TJ, I
Yes.
would like for Harrion to make a fortitude save, please.
Oh shit. Hang on. I hadn't even got my dice out yet.
Harrion's dead. Thalion.
Alright, I rolled a 14, and let's see what, I forget what my... 21.
Okay. All right. So you don't take any damage, but you're starting to feel the same way from when your skin had started to spread before. It's not as painful as it was when you first woke up after Rastor kind of brought you back after the Smoky Mount, but You're starting to feel like it's spreading. You're feeling this burning sensation from the center of your chest, and it almost feels like you're gonna vomit, fart, and burp all at the same time. It's a very weird feeling. But yeah, you're getting a little woozy and lightheaded, but no damage. And Thalian, you're starting to notice like his uneasiness.
Are you okay?
I feel like I need to burp, fart, and puke all at the same time.
I got that every day. But yeah, it's getting so strong that you're starting to lose your balance. Actually, go ahead and make a balance check. That'd be fun. And so you're starting to just really get disoriented.
I rolled a... And it's kind of weird. I thought I would have actually added some points to that because my character has pretty decent dex. But I have not, but that's okay. I rolled a 21 again.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you're keeping your balance, but you are pretty close to a chair if you'd like to sit down. It's getting worse and worse. The tunnel vision is starting to get. You know when you do like a really heavy set of squats and you rack the bar up and you're like, oh crap, whoa.
Yeah. You remember that happened one time.
Oh
I
dude.
almost passed out.
Oh man. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
been there a few times.
So,
Yes.
okay, I'm going to take a seat and just kind of put my head down.
Thalian, go ahead and make a spot. Sorry, I cut you off.
Alright. That's a 32.
Okay, so you can see from the scales that are on Harrian's body mostly cover up his left side, kind of go up the side of his face, but from what you could tell, because he's mainly stays pretty well covered up with his cloak and whatnot, you can see that the scales on his face are starting to spread down onto the right side of his face and go down into his neck. It's fully starting to cover up his whole head, and as you look down at his hands, it has already spread down his right arm onto his right hand, and you can actually see his fingers starting to grow a little bit.
I say, hey, looks like you're becoming more of a dragon.
Yes. I'm never going to get laid looking like this.
No.
So you're starting to take the notice of some of the people and the Dragonborn that are still in the keep that are keeping guard. They are starting to come over and look at you while Marco's other character, Kane Bluer, who is a healer, come over and he's trying to administer some healing potion, but there's really no need as he's starting to cast. You're not feeling any the effects. It's still just more of an indigestion feeling, but just a slightly stronger inside. And as you look at your clothes and your feet, you're starting to almost hulk out of them, and you grow ever so slightly over time. And within maybe 15 to 20 minutes, you've completely grown into where you were sitting down. The elevation, like maybe where you were sitting and your head comes even level of like Thalian's crotch. Now you're still sitting down, but you're all the way up at like his head. You know, your eye level with Thalian.
Maybe we should get him outside.
Alright, so some of the Dragonborn come walking over. Yes, sir, we'll take him outside. Yeah. So they...
Don't touch me.
Oh, yes, Restor. I mean... and they just kind of back away. You could see that even from the Dragonborn's presence, like they are looking at you with more authority than they ever have before.
You look at me as if I'm some kind of god or something.
And they just
Can't
look
you
down.
see I'm ugly as shit?
And they just kind of
Well,
look back and forth at each other like they don't really know what to say. They're very nervous.
well, you actually did look
Dragonborn
pretty.
kind of look like I do, right?
Yes.
Okay. No offense. No offense.
All right. So Do you want them to keep taking him outside or no, Thalian?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, Harry and let's go outside.
All right. So I'm gonna get up and walk them.
All right. So yeah, they don't really try to help you anymore, but they do walk alongside of you because they are getting the orders from the king, and but they want to make sure you're okay. So go ahead and do a spot on yourself there, TJ.
Oh, let's see. Spot. What is that? Wisdom.
Yep.
That's a 7.
Nice. All right. So you're just looking around. Do an intelligence check. Just add your intel modifier.
Oh wow, I rolled 2 on that. So that'll be 5.
All right. So you're walking around. You haven't quite noticed just yet that when you're walking, your field of view is way higher than than it's ever been, because you're up above. Like when you stand up, you kind of tower above Thalian, but you're just walking around looking at him like, okay, where we're going, all right. So, but as you slowly look down, you're beginning to notice that your feet have grown and they're looking scaly, kind of like that of the Thing from Fantastic Four. They're gargantuan. And that's when your first light bulb hits you. And as as you get outside, sorry, a lot of narration. So as you get outside, the Thalian, you're starting to notice that his size is starting to stop. He is slightly bigger than, say, Kramilavas and the other Dragonborn, because you've been around him so much. So he's a little over, like, I don't know, probably in between like 6'5", 7, but just really bulky and big now. He's practically almost naked now because he's like shredded through all of his little clothes. His clothes.
Now here comes the important question: did everything grow?
Actually, go ahead and roll a d12.
All right. Damn it! It's still 6.
That's all right.
Hey, that's 2/3 longer than it is now. So hey, I'll take what I can get.
The funniest thing that I ever heard while playing, well, not one of the funny things is the guy that is the orc character in the comic book. His name is Tony Stewart, but I'm probably going to change that to something a little bit more fantasy sounding. But anyway, whenever he rolled up his character, I was like, all right, roll a d12 for your dick size. And he rolled it, and he rolled a 12. And he's like, he jumped up from the table, and he was like, yeah, 12 inches soft. And that was the funniest. He was so funny. He'll message me from time to time and says he wants to play again. So I just keep, I don't know, I got to find a good time to bring him back into the game. But he was really funny. All right, so yeah, so you got a naked Harrian outside the castle. What do y'all want to do?
So wait. So back to the question about the rolling the d12 there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that soft or hard, and is it a shower or a grower?
We'll go ahead and say it's soft. I mean, you're Dragonborn, so.
All right, yeah. So shower or grower?
Shower or grower?
Do you not know what that means?
No, I don't have.
That means. Okay, so, damn it! Why do I gotta explain this? Okay, so when you're flaccid,
okay,
and it's smaller than what it is when it's erect,
okay,
then you're a grower. But if you're one of those dudes that's like flaccid and it gets erect and it's pretty much the same size,
I see what you're saying.
Then you're a shower.
I have never heard that until now, TJ. But I guess if you want to be a grower,
I was an adult. I was like 22 or 3 before I ever heard that.
Yeah, I've never heard that before, but I have heard from medical journals that like size when it's not erect has no correlation between the size when it is erect. But anywho, getting
Yeah.
back to the game.
Get back to the game. We'll say you're a grower, TJ. Just
All right, yeah.
all right. So as far as we kind of briefly touched on it, like in chatting back and forth, Harrion, as far as like the racial traits, let's just put those on. I think you probably already done it, but just put those on top of what you got. Because since we're getting
Okay,
higher in the game, it's just easier to do that.
Okay, I hadn't added that in there because it's the first time I've actually grabbed my sheet, but I'll get that done at some point.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Are we gonna have like a big battle this game? Because if so, I'll do it now. But if we're not gonna have a battle, I'll do
yeah, there's gonna be a big battle.
this game.
Yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah.
Okay. Let me. I'll be looking at that while we're going through and try to get everything.
Yeah,
I may need you to help me at some point, but I think
Yeah.
I've got everything you had sent me on the characters, so I should be
well, I
good.
know you said you wanted to stay ranger, which I mean it's fine. But the big thing is like they get a +4 to their modifier now, kind of like orcs to their strength
See,
modifier and stuff.
I didn't know enough to, since I was so deep into this character, wasn't so sure about changing class just because I wasn't sure how to make sure I had everything right with the level up and everything. I
Mhm.
couldn't remember what to change with the increasing in levels with a ranger. So I didn't know if there was something I was going to have to retroactively change or something like that, or something too complicated. Because I think, like you were saying, a barbarian would be kind of a good thing to go with. But
Or a fighter.
so
Yeah, it's whatever. I mean we could do it later if you want. I mean multi-classing would be I think probably pretty beneficial since you're going to be a much bigger guy. I mean, wouldn't you agree, Nate?
Yeah.
okay, well we'll try to roll with this and I'll give him the Dragonborn
Mm-hmm.
upgrades, and then we'll talk about the multi-class later. So
Okay.
for this game, I'll just do the Dragonborn.
Because I mean,
Grades.
Rangers can still use a blade and stuff. So I know you mentioned that, but you would get a bunch of like pluses and feats and stuff, especially with a fighter. So,
Yeah,
but anyway,
and fight is what I do.
yeah. Because I mean, I know you liked with your Minotaur character, you were getting into that pretty good. So that's kind of was my thought process and bumping him up
And
a
that'll
size.
yeah that'll give me something good ideas and stuff to carry over to my Minotaur character. I like that character. He's stupid as a rock, but he kicks ass.
Yep.
And this character actually has kind of a decent intelligence, so he might kind of get the best of both worlds.
There you go. Okay. All right. So you are currently standing on the front steps of Sinfall Keep, butt naked. Thalion's there. What do y'all want to do?
I'm not sure what has
I'm gonna-
happened, but it appears that I've gained some power.
We're Rasphulum.
Say what?
Rasphulum.
Right, what'd you say?
Rasphulum or Camillavas?
Oh, I thought you said wrestle him. I was like, what?
No, he's saying Rasphulum.
Wrestle.
Yeah, the general of the Dragonborn.
It's Camillavas.
I thought Cremilivus was the white.
Oh, son of a dick. No, sorry. I'm getting my own names mixed up. Sorry. Rasphulum. Yeah, you're right. I was
I
thinking,
don't even think I had those names written down, so I was like, okay, somebody please tell me who these guys are, so I don't have to look stupid.
I got another map on my other monitor over here, and I'm like looking up for future stuff. So yeah, okay, Rasphulum, yeah. Sorry, so yeah, Rasphulum comes up. So
Can we get him some armor?
yes, sir. Master Rastor, and he bows down. And would you like a blade as well?
I think I would like a blade.
So he signals for a few more of the Dragonborn to go down to the area like where they're starting to load up some ships and stuff, and he brings out some rather nice armor, very much like what the rest of the Dragonborn are wearing. So we're gonna bump you up to say full plate. Nate, you still got the stats on all that?
Full plate is +8, but I think the Dragonborns was +9.
Yeah. So you get a pretty big bump up in your AC. So +9 to your AC there, TJ.
Alright, +9. Alright, give me 1 second here. Now, do I have a shield, or is this just armor?
I mean, would you like a shield?
Sure, why not?
All right. So we'll get you a. Let's get you
And
another.
this armor, does it have any kind of, what's the rating on the, what's the max dex rating I can take on this armor?
I'm not gonna really do all that with you right now. I just don't want to put too much on you right now. So we'll say with your big advancement up in the size class, I'm not gonna make you do all that. So it'll be okay for you to wear it. Maybe like when
Okay.
you're doing if you decide to do some ranger stuff where you're like sneaking or hiding or anything like that, I might just do some deductions if you're still wearing that. But like,
No, I was talking about like um, the dex modifier thing, where they I know they have like a certain slot with the armor of how much of your dex you can add to the increase in armor class.
nah, I'm not gonna do that. We got some pretty big, heavy battles coming up where everybody's gonna have some ridiculous AC. So it's only
Okay.
right that you guys have some cool AC too. Like Thalian's is like 400.
What? Okay.
No, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's pretty high.
pretty up there.
Yeah.
Right now it's 27 before the shield.
Yeah. So we'll do like I'm not gonna give you a tower shield. So let's just do like a regular just a regular shield. Give you like another +2.
+2.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
So that's
we'll give
9.
you a nice long sword for now until eventually maybe down the road if you decide to multi-class we can give you something more specific. Because I know you still also got your crossbow and all that stuff too.
Yeah, crossbow kind of sucks at this point. I've been sticking with that longbow I picked up because it's got a better damage.
Right. And I mean you also got your fire breath and whatnot.
Oh yeah. Remind me, what's the damage on the long sword?
D8.
D8. And now I have a +3 to strength on my modifier.
Yay.
Now, let's see here. Let me make sure I'm getting all this stuff right. Plus, what?
No.
He's
I'll be back.
yelling. All right.
All right, I don't know what's going on over there, but anyway, back to the... all right, so +4 to strength, and I'm trying to make sure I add this up right. I add that to my original number, just the ability score, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, and then I got a -2 to dexterity, which is cool because I already got a 6 to dexterity, which actually brings my armor class back down a little bit, but that's okay. So that's a 20. So I'll bump that dex down to 5. All right, let's see here. But not as agile as other race. Okay, that's just a bunch of BS. I just need to know the numbers. Now, do you want me to lose my size modifier? Because I had a size modifier of 2 for being a halfling.
Yeah, you'll have to lose that.
Okay. Well, I think that's going to bump it's basically going to put my armor class back to what it was, which was a 27.
That's still really
So that's
good.
good. That's still pretty good, so yeah, that's not
Yeah.
bad. Let's see. It's a medium-sized creature. Low light vision. I think I already kind of had that anyways. With the, alright, Frightful Presence is a supernatural ability. Save. DC is 10 + 1. 2, okay. Not sure what that is. Well, okay, natural armor is +2 actually, so I can add my +2 right back on that.
Mm-hmm.
So I still got 29. All right. Okay, that's the class abilities. And I think that's it, except for... Now it says level adjustment +1. So does that basically mean I get a bump in my level?
I...
Or are you just not going to worry about
Yeah,
that
we're not
some
going to
more?
worry about that right now.
Okay,
I think
that's
you're
cool.
all good.
I wasn't really worried about it either. All right, let me adjust some stuff here. Strength modifier on that sword. That's going to be 3 on the sword. And since we've been playing the other game, I think I've better learned how to make sure my base attack and all that crap is added up right. So I need to, as we go, I'll look at that and make sure that's all right. Because I really actually really understood that when y'all were explaining it to me a couple of weeks ago for my Minotaur.
Yeah.
So I probably have this wrong too. So I'll look back at it and make sure as we go.
Just pull up the Ranger stuff and then add the base. Okay, so you know how to do it?
Yeah, I know how to do it. I'll just have to find it on the website on there.
All right. Well, I'll just go ahead. All right. So as all that's going on, Harrian's getting his armor on, getting his new sword. He's getting all acquainted with that. Thalian, you do notice that some of the aquatic elves have shown up with Shelwyn leading the way. And they've come up to you to discuss. So Shelwyn walks up to you and is like, notices that there's this big dragonborn putting on some armor, and he kind of has like this confused look on his face. Excuse me, King.
Yes.
May we discuss what's to become of Shalvo while you're gone?
Of course.
So he kind of goes inside and sits by the big large table where y'all usually wine and dine and whatnot, and sits down. So I have no problem standing guard and using some of our men to help guard the place, and I'm sure King Vanathan won't mind. I know he's preoccupied with his wife at the moment, but
Giggity.
I would like to voice some concern, for I have seen Dilium, the blue dragon, around this area.
I'm aware. He is a friend.
Oh, he is.
Yes.
I wanted to bring some word of caution. He has been missing for some time. I know that he did not make many appearances in the Dragon War, but there were talks in between us aquatic elves and Eramalora of Delium's Dragonborn. At the beginning of the war, they were stationed just north of Daisy Canyon. No one has seen them since.
Out of game. Remind me what happened with the blue dragon. I'm trying to remember.
Alright, so on Karis, after Elowin, almost lost her name too. Elowin got done with Void's little sub-dimension thing, and she found Lightbringer. She came up and did the Sleeping Beauty thing on you. Like 4 more Dimnall showed up and was about to attack you guys, but the blue dragon Dilium showed up and lightning them down, and then brought y'all all the way back to Sinfall.
Hey, hold on. It sounds like someone's yelling again.
Okay.
Swear, we're about to move back in the country. Crazy.
Where y'all staying at now?
In Centovia.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know that. I thought y'all still were. Yeah, I do. I know. There's people yelling. There's people. Our neighbors were yelling last night. And I'm like, freaking! It's like midnight. Could y'all shut the hell up? Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, there's like, you think it's Centovia, 5-star city and everything. We'll be like laying there in the bed, like at 1 o'clock in the morning, and just like out of nowhere, just.
Yeah.
Like, really?
There's gunshots here all the time. Like, tomorrow's always like, is that fireworks? And I'm like, Do you see any bright things in the window? No. This is Florida, man. This is like San Andreas.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. All right, so you know who Dillium is now.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, Shelwyn is voicing his concern, and he's kind of told you
He was still there though. Like he brought us back though, didn't he?
he brought you all the way back. Yeah,
So was he still there or
that's what he's
did he
saying. Like
leave?
he's not currently in Sinfall, but he's been you've seen him. Like he's still flying around the area, and he kind of goes off into the woods to maybe catch a deer or something, and then he'll come back. But he's been hanging around Theodore, who's still there, the big giant. So you've seen
Mm.
him. He hasn't been interacting too much because Rosvalum did kind of give you a little bit of lip. Y'all came back, and he got no warning again that time. But yeah, he's still in the area. But Shelwyn was just voicing his opinion on like every other dragon has had some Dragonborn army, and he's seen Dillium's Dragonborn army, but hadn't seen it in a long time.
Hmm.
So you can see my concern, Thalion, that us and the Wood Elves we were always keeping a close eye on them, but then one day they vanished.
Hmm. I would not worry too much. Dillium has shown himself a friend. I can only assume his Dragonborn are the same, just as Cremilivus.
I see. We have not seen any of the White Dragon either, or his Dragonborn army.
I'm sure they're keeping to their mountain.
The White Dragon is a friend. I can vouch for that.
As the new Red Dragonborn comes walking in, so you see Shelwyn kind of clear his throat, and he's like, I trust your judgment. We will guard Shalvo with all that we have. Are you taking the dwarves of what's left of those of Ragnar? I know they have fled back to Sinfall after the vampire attacks. Are you taking them with you as well, or they to stay here?
They are to stay here. I made a promise to their leader not to get them involved.
I see. We will watch over them.
Very well. I am calling upon John and 300 of his Heavians. Nivlims.
So we have heard.
As well as the recruits from Quasilovic.
Very well. Is there anything else that you require of me while you are gone?
I would say keep it safe, but it always has uncanny ability to come under attack.
It's very true.
But then again, I'm leaving, so
That's all right. Well, we will make sure that Lightbringer stays lit. And
thank you.
If anything is to arise, we will send a raven to, I would hope that you're going to the Penturian Council first.
Yes.
Great. I would like to say, has anyone here in Sinfall, have they been, you can see like he's, I guess, just very concerned, like he's almost embarrassed looked like to ask, but has anyone in Sinfall been attacked recently?
There was a plague that came through, but other than that, it's not that I'm aware of.
And we heard through word of mouth that the plague was from some possessed girl from Void. No, I was talking on more of a more physical manner. Has anyone been assaulted or kidnapped of lately? The reason I ask, King, is that we've had 2 girls assaulted in our town, in not a very gentlemanlike manner, but we've also been missing 3 boys. They have not been found. The girls were just assaulted. They're fine, they're in recovery. Has anything like this happened?
Not to my knowledge.
So Roswellum, who is standing very close by, kind of actually, King, the girl, Tiffin's pub.
Ah, yes. Yes, there was one unfortunate event, but it has since been rectified.
Sexually assaulted.
Yes, yes.
And you found the perpetrator.
Yes. And he has been put to death, and I turn towards Rasvillum.
And he nods yes. It was done, sire. So Shelwyn's looking around. And when exactly was this? And Roswellum answers, this was done yesterday. It was carried out. And Shelwyn looks very puzzled and says that another girl was assaulted just last night.
Don't tell me you chopped the head off the wrong poor bastard.
Sire, as Rasputin looks at you, it was under the of many eyewitness accounts that that man was the perpetrator. He was the assaulter.
And yet there's another. Here, hold up. I gotta go take the dog out.
Alright. So you can see him, I look around a little bit, TJ, and then Roswellum speaks up, Dragonborn, and says, but this is in another town.
True, but how far away is this town? How many days travel?
And Shelwyn speaks up and says, well, to get here to Sinfall by foot would take a few days, 2 to 3. When I'm on horseback, you can get there if you rode all day and night, maybe a day and a half.
I don't know many man who can take a woman after riding all day and night, do you? But I guess it isn't impossible.
It's not impossible. I mean, you are one with wings. That would possibly speed up the flight. But I don't know. I just know that's growing some concern there in Lake Vodney. That there is something not right.
We'll definitely need to get to the bottom of this. And until we know for sure, probably a bad idea to put to death anyone accused of such a crime.
And he agrees with you. And then Roswellum kind of nods his head. So with that, so you got all your stuff in order?
I think so. I have, and I don't know, you probably won't be able to know just me reading this off to you. But I did, I added the strength modifier, which brought me up to +3 because it was +4. on the original. Took my penalty to the dexterity, and also had to update my base attack bonus. I didn't realize I was off on that. 12, 7, and 2. Also, there's just a couple of things I had wrong on here just because I wasn't as familiar with it. Basically when I made this sheet, I didn't correct a whole lot of stuff that I probably had wrong just because when I originally made it, I didn't know what I was doing. But now, after building my other character, I kind of was a little more familiar with it. So I went in and corrected my fortitude, reflex, and will saves. And I think that's about it. I added I wrote down my attack bonus and all that stuff and stuff for my sword and everything.
Good deal.
So, yeah, I'm kind of happy about that AC class. I think in my previous I was a 27, but this bumped me up to a 29, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I figured it would be pretty high with the Dragonborn and all that armor on stuff.
Yep. Did you need me to do any kind of, like by health, anything? Did that increase?
Because you're still in the Ranger class, because that's based off your class.
Ah, okay.
So if you decide to multi-class and you start putting experience points in that level, you can start whatever. So say next level you want to go to fighter, whatever the fighter HP is, then you roll that die.
Okay. I might do that. I forget what the die is. I don't remember if it's a D8 or D12. But I'm thinking about that.
Yeah. I think
Did I get any additional damage or any additional fire breath abilities, or is it still just my 3 times a day?
For right now, Nate, I was wondering why you were moving. For right now, we'll say it's 3 times a day until you get a chance to meditate more, and then.
Okay, I think I've only meditated like once.
Yeah, I think it's been.
All right, I'm back. I'll have to let them back in here shortly, but
yeah, it's fine.
No.
They just kind of discussed that they weren't going to execute anybody else until they know for sure. Wait, whoops. I mean,
that might not have been the guy, but this might be a copycat. I don't know. What's going on here?
Yeah, there were a lot of eyewitnesses. Okay, so with that,
I can't really remember what happened. What actually happened with that situation?
Tiffin came to Thalion saying that one of his girls was attacked, one of his ladies of the night, and it was her telling him, and then he saw the guy. It was kind of them with eyewitnesses of a few other of the women that worked there saying this one guy did it.
Sure they didn't just all have a vendetta against this one guy? Just making sure.
I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot of investigating going on, but...
Nope.
So basically y'all pretty much took their word for it and immediately executed the guy?
Well, there's also that plague going on right now and they needed a cure, so...
Yeah, I mean, and let's be honest, like, killing him and taking his heart was a lot less cruel than what we were going to do to him.
Yeah.
Although,
I'm just saying, y'all just basically took their word for it, and they could have all got together and like, hey guys, if we tell the same story, we get this guy killed.
All right. So while you guys are sitting around talking, Uranus, not Uranus, freaking, where is that his name? Freaking, what's, damn it, I wrote it down. What's Noah's assassin's character's name? Uranus is another NPC.
I don't remember if I even wrote that down or not.
I did. Give me 1 second. It is...
Is it Lucian?
Yep, Lucian.
Lucian, okay.
It does sound familiar.
I did have it written down. Sorry about that. All right. So Lucian comes in with a note that looks to be like it's one from a raven, and he quickly hands it over to you, Thalion. And it states, it's got the Penturion seal on it, and it's from one of the Eldermen there. And he's saying that Pentura has been attacked by some Dimnall, and that many of the council were injured. and they request immediate assistance.
I'm gonna cast Animal Messenger
Mm-hmm.
and have it carry a message back to them saying that we're on the way.
All right. So you do that. Carries it on off. Lucian speaks with you privately, if you will.
Of course.
So and he kind of like looks around to make sure no one's listening. I wanted to know if the mission for us and my other party members to infiltrate the Fade was still in effect, or would you require us to do anything else?
Hmm. Find out what you can about the Fade. Hopefully, my campaign in Gatrium will not last that long.
He kind of looks at you and he says, well, I hope not, sir, but y'all are going up with the Dimnall, some orcs. It's not going to be a cakewalk.
No.
I had a game question real quick. The Fade was the people that were the clan of assassins, right?
Yep.
They had like those weird colored cloths that
Mm-hmm.
they left on their victims.
Yep.
Okay. Was there anything else that's specific that I need to know about them? Because I can't remember all the
Well,
details.
the only two colors that you have seen so far have been white and blue.
And it seemed like there was a specification by the colors what level of assassin they were, right?
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you want us to stay on Shalvo and investigate, sire, or what are your orders?
Go to Lamel. Find out what you can.
It shall be done. We will take one of the smaller boats that the Aquatic Elves has given us, and I will take the party over there. Hopefully,
Very well.
the next morning. Alright, so that's done. Alright, so other than that, the rest of the evening goes by, pretty uneventful. Rasphalum shows back up and tells you that everything's packed, ready to go in the ships. And these ships that are transporting all the Dragonborn soldiers, they're pretty big. They're not just some run-of-the-mill like pirate ships or anything like that. It's not like the freaking whatever Jack Sparrow's ship was. So he's got everything as far as rations, food, water, enough to last the whole journey, which takes about 2 days to get from here. I know it looks very close on the world map, but it takes about 2 days by boat to get from here to Gatrium. And it's enough to last those and a few days once they reach land. So that's all situated. But other than that, is there anything that y'all would like to do in your last night in Sinfall?
I'd like to ask, do I know that I'm a Dragonborn, or do I just know my actual physical features have changed, or do I know that I have changed to the Dragonborn
Oh yeah, you know.
at this point?
You know at this point.
Okay, I know. So I know that
you didn't when it first happened, but now, I mean, obviously you do now.
Okay, I didn't know, because I was going to talk to one of the Dragonborn, kind of figure out some stuff if I didn't actually know that. I guess I kind of would like to find one of the Dragonborn, just kind of talk to him for a minute, because I don't know that much about it, and like, so I'd like to do that before.
All right, so I mean, you can go up to Rasphalum, who's probably been talking to y'all the most. So they still, every time you walk up to them, they still look at you with a lot of insecurity, but with like great pride at the same time, like they're talking to somebody, almost like meeting a celebrity.
Oh, okay. So his name's Rastlin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rastlin. Dragon
Rasvalum.
Rasvalum
Mm-hmm.
with a V.
Mm-hmm.
Rasvalum. Rasvalum. The Dragonborn look at me as if I'm some kind of leader.
Well, they look at you like you are our father dragon, and I know that you and Rastor were very close once, and you resembled him.
Yes. I have part of Rastor's soul in me. I miss him, but I still carry his spirit inside of me.
And that's why they
But
look upon you as a little bit more than just some halfling. Obviously, you're a dragonborn now, but they look at you as a leader. Some of you even think that you are him.
I've always had the soul in me, but they didn't look at me until I fully changed and reached my new stature. When I was a halfling, a short stump of a man, they looked at me as if I was any other man, almost as if no different than any other man.
Well, I do know that if this continues, perhaps they will look upon you as a great leader. I don't
I
know.
will lead them if that's what they want.
Well, you might have to take that up with King Thalion, but and he kind of laughs, but many of the people have begun to talk.
Well, tell them to not talk too much, because I don't want any kind of mutinous activities.
What is your opinion
Yep.
of Dilium the Blue Dragon?
Dilium the Blue Dragon. I'll have to add a game real quick. I'll have to look up on my sheet who he was.
He was the
The
one
White
that,
Dragon was that Frost Dragon I hung out with, right? Or was that the
yeah,
Blue Dragon?
yeah, he was, the White Dragon is the one that you hung out with. The Blue Dragon is the one that saved you guys last game with the lightning and rode y'all all the way back to Sinfall.
Okay, I vaguely remember that. Sorry, it's been a minute.
No, that's fine.
And I don't remember if I made good notes on him or not, because there's a lot of characters.
I know. I mean, I'm forgetting tonight too, so it's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
I see a note here, and I don't know who this was about, but I wrote gay orc.
Get York, that's probably still Krolok.
Yep.
No, it's not Krolok. Or maybe I wrote G-U-Y, guy, orc, and I don't know why I would have specified guy. I probably would have just said male orc.
Who are we talking
Anyway.
about?
I don't know. He's trying to remember.
I don't know.
who
I'm trying to
Blue
find the
Dragon
notes
is.
on the Blue Dragon. You might just have to kind of give me a quick refresher, because I
Well-
can't find my notes
Well,
on him.
Thalion, you are still pretty close by when him and Rasvalum are still like having a conversation. So Rasvalum, after they kind of talked about, being a dragon and whatnot, Dragonborn, he kind of asked Harion's opinion on Dilium. If you would like,
Gilliam.
if you'd like to interject, the Blue Dragon.
Interject, because I can't remember
Oh,
what we
Dillian.
did. I can't find notes on that specific game.
What was he saying about him?
He was just asking my opinion on him, like what we thought of him. He's the one who saved us. I knew that from what Nick said, but I can't remember all the details.
Yeah, I pretty much say that.
Okay,
All right.
what he said.
So, many of the other Dragonborn, and I would have to even say myself, find it very weird that he has not been seen during the Dragon War and has shown up since.
To be honest, was a relief.
I can understand. But I do know he's hung around close by since y'all's other encounter on Caddis. And I don't know why.
Is it causing any trouble?
No, no trouble.
Other than scaring a few villagers, I'm sure.
But from what I can have heard, he took down 4 Dimnall in a blink.
True.
And no offense, Sir Hedian, but us dragons can be a bit selfish.
None taken. I know there's been evil dragons as well as good. Same as any man.
Well, I just wanted to hear y'all's opinion. But if you all think it's okay, then I will trust you all's judgment.
I have no reason to believe otherwise.
He's done no wrong to us, but keep your ear to the ground. Dragons aren't gods. They're just as subject to their own ambitions as men are. If he has some reason or will to do something wrong, he's just as subject to do it as men are.
So across the table, you hear a guy smacking loudly as he eats. I blew up a dragon once.
I remember.
It was nice. Very good. I think that one's still around too. Tantoras.
Yep.
That bastard.
You should have used a bigger bomb.
And he looks at you and points his finger like with really big wide eyes, just like, yes, yes. That's why I liked you.
Bigger bombs are always better.
Bigger bombs are always better. If I could write, I'd write that down right now.
That beer. Oh.
Too soon.
Too soon.
I mean, there's other people in the court. Lucian hasn't left yet. They're going to leave in the morning. So I guess he's kind of a fill-in steward.
It just isn't the same.
Yep.
I feel bad. I feel bad that I can't remember all of what happened when Tiberius died.
Who's next in my chain of command? Let's see. Tiberius and Valak are.
Yeah, they left.
Let's see. So it either falls to the royal physician, who is Kane Bluer, who I just met, or the guy that we tried to kill each other and fought an entire war over, Dagon.
Yep, good times.
Good times. I'm gonna go with Dagon. I'm gonna leave.
It strikes me that you would trust the guy you went to war with as your next in command over your physician.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I would say the physician definitely has some other duties he should be filling, but he definitely would be the more trustworthy of the two.
So Dagon. Okay.
Yep. So I want to call Dagon in there.
Okay, so he walks up to the table. Yes, sir.
While I'm gone, you will hold my place here in Sinfall.
And he grins.
What you've always wanted, isn't it?
It's like old times. But on a more serious note, I do know that, well, at least I heard from Crazy Bomb God over here. Hey, but that Mother is, she's a goddess now, right?
Yes.
So perhaps while you're over on Gatrium, find a way to contact her if you can.
Very well.
Alright, so he makes sure everything is in order. Other than that, is there anything else you need to get in order, or TJ's anything you want to do?
I don't think so. I kind of am a little. I mean, I would kind of like a little bit better sword, just because the one I have only does. Well, it's a. Okay, I don't think it was just a plain old long sword, so I don't think it does that great of damage. But is there any place I could find that maybe get a little bit better sword? Because my strength is still kind of low. Being the character I had, I didn't focus much on strength previously,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm thinking maybe I ought to look into getting a little bit better sword.
Okay. Well, before we do that, Thalion, is there any sword that you have other than Dragon Slayer that you? Because I know a lot of them got taken away from the deck of many things. But
Yeah, I think most of mine get taken away. Let me see.
I don't want that one that damn near kills you because I don't have the.
No, I gave that one.
I don't have the.
back.
Okay. I don't have the strength and everything to wield that one. Damn, I hadn't drank in a while. After drinking Das Boot, I'm feeling a little lightheaded.
The only weapon I have, like the only sword I have, is Dragon Slayer.
Dragon Slayer. Okay.
Yeah, everything
Okay,
else
well, I want
within.
to take your good sword from you.
All right. So as you sit there, you're sitting across the table from old Grandar. You got Dagon there. Shelwyn has since went and left and went off to his chambers to sleep. So it's just you, Thalion, Dagon, and Grandar. You see Grandar smacking away, drinking some ale, and he sees you kind of open the sword from your sheath, pull it out, and look at it. And you can see that it's kind of got some wear and tear on it. It's finely crafted, but it looks like it's been used for quite a while. But he's still smacking away. Hey, let me see that.
All right, here you go.
He's just looking over it, and he kind of rubs his hands on it. Very nice. You know what would make this better? Bombs. And he kind of like rubs his hands across the blade of it, like going all the way down, and then he turns it around and rubs the other side. And you see as he grazes his hands over the blade, like some embers appear over the steel. There's some new cool tricks I got with this god stuff, yes. And he just keeps rubbing it on the other side. Here you go. And he hands it back to you, and you can see that it has like a cool enchantment on it.
All right. So is he gonna explain to me what the enchantment is, or am I just gonna have to figure it out?
No.
Okay then. All right. So we got this new longsword.
Do a intelligence check.
Okay. Well, I do have a little bit of intelligence, so maybe I'll. 18.
With an 18, you can see as he hands the blade back to you, you can see from the sword, the embers don't burn you at all. Obviously, you're a red dragonborn, so you're kind of used to all that stuff. But as you're holding it over the tablecloth of the table, you can see it start to get singed, even though it's like maybe like 5 or 6 inches away. You're starting to see some of the wine and water on the table starting to bubble a little bit. But with an 18, you can also remember that Grandar is now the god of deceit.
Deceit, as
Hmm.
in fooling people.
Yes,
Okay, so is he deceiving me? That's the question.
that's a very
Because
good question.
obviously, it looks like a fire sword. You know, something that should do some damage, some fire damage to someone. So should, should I expect the exact opposite?
You don't know.
It's like you hit someone 18 points of lightning damage.
Yeah, or frost damage is what I was thinking. It's like,
But yeah, Grandar goes back to eating.
well, I'm not sure exactly what you've done to this, but thank you.
Oh, don't
I'm
mention it.
sure it'll help.
Don't mention it.
All right, what's the damage on long swords? I forget. Just so I can
D8.
write down the base damage. 1d8.
Yeah.
All right.
What's I guess crit is just 20.
What's
It's 1920
Yeah.
times 2.
I couldn't remember if they had a range on that or if it was just straight 20. Is it just 2x on crit for that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Cool beans.
All right. Anything else, TJ?
I think that's it. I probably will go, I guess it's getting later in the day. I'll probably go meditate. Just try to...
All right. Roll a concentration. Thalian, is there anything else you want to do?
Have Nivlum and Quelsilvic arrived yet?
Yeah, everybody's ready to go. They've all set up somewhere outside of Sinfall, just like camping out, just ready to go.
What about the giant?
Theodore is still right outside of Sinfall. He hasn't left. He hasn't really been told about Elwyn's disappearance or anything like that, but he's still there.
I'm gonna go talk to him.
Okay. So you can see that as you walk outside the city walls of Sinfall, you can see that the giant is kind of around about where everyone else is camped out with all of Quasilvic's, like all these different campsites are out and they have campfires going everywhere, but you see him who is he's eating like a big thing of meat, and you can see it's on a stick, but it's really just a big roasted deer that he had, and he's just eating it, sitting like Indian style. A lot of weird noises in Senatobia.
Down. Down.
Where'd you get on that concentration, TJ?
18.
Okay. All right, I'll tell you in just a minute.
Apparently, I did not have any constitution modifier, so it's just strictly 18.
All right. All right, Nate.
All right.
What do you want to do?
I'm going to go talk to him.
Okay, so you slowly walk up. He's still eating that, and when he gets done, he just kind of sees you, and he just throws the stick down. Brilliant.
Teddy.
He just grins real big. Lady Elowen?
I have something to tell you, Teddy.
And then so he lays down on his side, kind of props his hand up on his hand. Yeah, and he's stretching his belly.
Element is no longer here.
Oh yeah?
He has ascended.
And he's like shaking his head yes, but you can tell by how he's looking at you, he's just like, I don't know what that means.
He is now a god.
Oh.
Yes.
And then he kind of goes, oh, and then he goes, oh.
Yes.
Like Grandor?
Yes.
Oh.
He is the new Oath Keeper.
Oh. And once again, he's like, I don't know what that is.
A good god.
Oh.
Teddy, I was wondering, would you be interested in fighting for us?
So Teddy takes a tree that's nearby and just breaks it off, pulls it out of the roots, and just like he's taking all the branches off of it. Um, I mean, I guess, and takes all the branches of it and starts picking his teeth like a toothpick with the tree.
I, 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 I really like that tree.
Oh, and he puts it back and like,
No, just go ahead.
okay,
It's fine.
all right.
That was my pea tree, but I'll find a new one.
He,
Down.
he just, oh, okay, I'll put it down.
Sorry.
But yeah, he starts to smell it. Mmm. Yep. Where's old Blue?
He is with his wife.
Oh, the dragon.
Oh, he helped us.
He likes to talk.
How so?
He tries to play games. He's a very good hider. And he speaks about the towns. Speaks about his friends.
Who is his friends?
Oh, the white. Cram? Camille?
Familivus?
Camilivas, that's it, yes. I forget the names. I need to start writing them down. That he spoke of another Dontoras.
Mm-hmm. They are the last of their kind.
Well, there's more. Jasval.
Who?
I believe he said Jasval.
How do you spell that?
I don't know how to write, Thalian.
Who is he?
Well, old Blue said that he's just like him. Just different color.
Really? What color?
Shiny. That's all he said.
I'm about to have to whip some dog's tail.
DJ, you still there?
Here.
DJ. 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 DJ, if you can hear me, I can't hear you and I can't see you. There you go. DJ. DJ.
Sorry, I accidentally unplugged my headset. I didn't realize it. And I was like, hey, why is nobody talking?
No, I was just... Nate, I think he just beat his dog. Nate,
Go ahead and put them in their pens so they quit trying to chew on stuff.
Nate's gonna have animal services coming up there. It's all recorded. Kill this dog.
I deny everything.
All right.
Just remember, Nate, you can go to jail longer for abusing dogs than abusing children.
If I was abusing them, they wouldn't come to me. Plus, they're pretty big dogs. So,
Yep. All right. So Dressball.
Drossball. How do you spell that? Like, I was asking, like, out of game. How do you spell it?
JASVOL.
Yeah, I laughed at that because Nate's just like, I don't know how to spell. I was thinking to myself when he said that, I was like, that's a John. He probably isn't that smart. Nick's just right on in character.
Who else?
Oh, he says there's many shiny ones. He only tells me about Dressball.
Well,
He's still picking his teeth.
what do you say about joining us?
I hear from the little ones, and he points around all the campfires, that you go over to Gatrium.
Yes.
Very hard for me to cross Celantos.
We have very large boats. But if you prefer, you can stay here. That's my guess. And defend Sinfall.
Oh. I can stay with the blue ones?
Blue. Yes.
The ones with the ears?
Yes.
Oh yeah, like you.
That's fine.
I like it.
Good. I feel Sinfall is in good hands. And I get up and turn to walk away.
So you see, he looks very confused with the last sentence, and he goes over to the wall, and he like digs his hands up under the ground into the wall. Do you want me to pick it up?
No, Teddy, just do what you do.
And he kind of looks very confused, takes his hands out of the ground, and he leans down. The last time I do what I do, Rasfalum say, indecent exposure. I don't know what that is.
Don't worry about it. He says that to me all the time. And I keep walking off.
Pants off. As you walk back into Sinfall and the gates close, you hear a lot of people like all set up in the camp going, "Oh my God!"
And that was Thalian. Thalian laughs. He keeps walking.
Very much reminiscent of during the play when I got hit with the broom by you, and TJ goes, "Oh my God!"
I don't remember that.
That was one of my favorite parts. All right.
I don't remember. Oh wait, that. Oh.
Yeah, that was the second time.
Man, that's a. I almost forgot about that.
All right.
I
TJ,
vaguely remember that.
with your 18 concentration, you begin to feel that the kind of that indigestion feeling, but it it's a little bit more at ease. And as you're sitting there meditating and concentrating, you can start to feel like this heat come out of your nostrils, like the smoke. So you're starting to get more and more attuned with your new body, your new abilities. Your wings are getting stronger, or the muscles that control, like the back of your lats, are starting to get a little stronger, and are able to. Cause you know that feeling how you can kind of flex your lats when you're flexing and whatnot. So you're starting to get a little attuned to
Not anymore, but yeah.
to
I used to could.
yeah, to the muscular structure. So it's starting to feel a little comfortable. So we'll bump up your 3 times a day to 4 now.
All right. Anything to the actual attack roll, or just straight up?
No.
Still 4d10. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, let me ask you this: for attack bonus, is there any attack bonus to that, or is it just the 4d10 only?
No, it's just the 40-10, and like if it's for a creature that could probably catch on fire, I usually kind of do that off screen, and then I'll let you know, like, okay, they're taking blah 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 fire damage or something like that. So if you're
Yes,
fighting,
it's fire frost damage versus electricity.
hmm.
Okay, cool.
All right. So
Do I have to keep rolling to fly like I did before? Or is that
right, you're starting to get a more attuned with it, but yeah, you'll probably still have to fly. I mean, the DC is going to be a little bit lower. It lowers each time you kind of level up in that, and eventually you probably won't have to worry about it anymore.
okay? Cool.
All right. So are you going to go get some shut-eye before the big journey?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Thalian?
Yep.
All right. So everybody kind of beds down for the evening. And with that, so the rest is not that great, unfortunately. And both of you are kind of drift on off to sleep, and which is kind of unusual. Usually y'all dream what you dream, but this particular night, after you kind of toss and turn around in your bed, just thinking about what is to come with the big battles, the war, TJ with your newfound body, Thalian, you're just trying to double check and make
And my
sure
big swinging penis.
your big swinging non-flaccid penis. You're just feeling really good about yourself.
Yeah.
Thalian, you're thinking about just making sure you have everything in checked. It's a very stressful time, just making sure everything is in order. But you both have this dream where you're in the woods. It's an unfamiliar area, although it feels like that, but at the same time it does feel familiar. It's very foggy. It looks like it's early morning. There's a slight breeze at certain points, and you can start to walk, and you can hear the crackling of the leaves, the breaking of branches, but as the wind starts to howl, you can hear a faint it's like someone's trying to whistle, but it's very distorted. It's not very good, but it's very far away.
I'm gonna walk towards it.
Okay, as you walk a little bit closer towards it, you can see that it's maybe towards the center. It's do a spot check. TJ, do you want to do anything in your other dream world?
In my dream world, I think I'm gonna do the same things. Just walk towards it and try to figure out what's going on. Because I'm dreaming, so it's not like I'm scared. And you know what? You said something about this was kind of familiar, but not familiar. Kind of reminds me of one of those dreams you have where you are in a place that you absolutely recognize as being a specific location, but it looks absolutely completely different in your dream than it does in reality.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have those all the time,
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's exactly what I thought about. Like, oh yeah, I'm at such and such place, but it looks just totally different.
All right. So you're gonna both are walking towards it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So
You want me to roll that?
Yeah,
Check
you
too?
can go ahead and roll a spot too.
I got 26.
Okay.
I got a, let's see, 11 plus 13.
Okay.
13 is my total.
All right. So with 13 and what would you say, 26, 27?
Oh yeah,
26.
of course. Nathan's
Okay.
got maxed out everything. I've forgotten this.
Okay. So as y'all are walking, the like I said, the whistle is still there, but it's like way in the distance. But as you walk more and more closer, and you begin to, because you know how when you're out in the woods and you're hunting, or especially when you're by yourself, you start to see things out of the corner of your eye, and you kind of look back and you're like, okay, there's nothing there.
Mm.
So you're looking forward, and like the branches are starting to move and like play tricks on you.
It's creepy.
And then next thing you know, it's morning. You do not feel rested at all. Um, so you're just like extremely just like, what the hell was that? But you don't really think nothing of it. So everybody was max HP, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I figured y'all were, so I wasn't gonna. If you wasn't, I was gonna let you have max HP. But okay, but yeah, you just don't feel well rested at all.
Were you humming a specific tune, or were you just kind of whistling randomly?
Yeah, just randomly. It's not supposed to be like
Okay.
any kind of tune.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know, because I was gonna dick with Nathan's character a little bit and just kind of walk up, be whistling it, and then him be like, "Oh my God, that's the same thing."
I mean, when you see each other in the morning, you can kind of see that everybody looks like. I mean, the other one looks like hell. What would
Are
y'all
we
like?
ready to go?
So Rosfalum, yes sir. Everything's on the boats, ready to go. All the men are loaded up.
Let's go.
Very well. So he goes on to explain, he kind of walks out to the docks, and you see these really nice gargantuan ships that the aquatic elves help make. And actually, we'll kind of, we'll pull this up. Just it's that image I used in that trailer, but just imagine them being a lot bigger. So he goes on to explain, Sire, we will lead up front with our five ships, fully loaded with 100 Dragonborn apiece. John and the rest will tag along behind, if that's okay with you, sir.
Sounds good with me.
So Rasfalum gets on the ship with you, along with the 100 other Dragonborn, and then they slowly stack up onto a ship in order kind of like this. So I only put 3 Dragonborn on each thing, but just know that there's 100 Dragonborn on each of those ships, and John and the rest are floating somewhere in the back.
Cool.
And I'm actually going to take off. Where's Vanathan at? Since he's not there. Well, actually, no, I'll keep him there. We'll do that. Alright, so you guys are... there's nothing else y'all want to do while you're at Sinfall?
No, I think we're good to go.
Okay. Alright, so y'all set sail, waving your goodbyes to the town. Very much like a Titanic-like scene. Everybody is seeing y'all off to war. The aquatic elves were in Sinfall, setting up guard. Theodore, you can see him from the docks, like Forrest Gump, waving at you guys goodbye. You guys are out on the open sea, setting sail for the 2-day journey over to Gatrium. Everything is going all hunky-dory. So, Grandor got on he got on the boat with you guys, but he's kind of off on doing his own little thing on the boat. You can see that he did bring some of his tools along with him, which is a bit disconcerting. But the Dragonborn are keeping watch of him. So with that, the weather is very calm. because it's kind of summer going into fall during the seasons, and in this particular area, it's not very cold. It's not very too bad. The stormy weather is not very common from what you hear from the captains and the pirates that go to and from this area. So the very first day is rather uneventful. Everybody seems to be happy. As you look back, you can see your fleet is looking pretty cool. Not as impressive as Khaleesi in Game of Thrones, but it's pretty nice, Alien.
Uh, I want to cast control winds
Okay.
to kind of put the winds in our favor and kind of increase our speed.
All right. Very nice. All right. So with that, the sails kind of open up, and you guys get to moving, and you can hear like some commotion from the other ships, because you can tell that the Dragonborn are really feeling the moment. They're feeling the energy. They're moving forward. They're about to go to war, about to do what they've been training for. And with this and being on a ship, they try to sing shanties, but it's not very good. Uh, so with that to test, the first night, like I said, is just not a whole lot there. It gets pretty dark. Uh, you guys just want to camp out and go to sleep again, or y'all want to stay up?
I want to concentrate again.
Okay. Follow concentration.
Yep. Because I definitely want to try to hone my skills. Do you want to roll the
Yep.
D20 for that?
Yep.
All right. I rolled a 16 that time.
Okay. So with that, you don't the fire inside of you, it kind of inflames again, but it's not as strong as it was before. So you don't feel any stronger. You just kind of feel that static control that you have. Your back muscles, once again, are like the whole time you're concentrating and meditating, your wings are slowly flapping back and forth. So you're almost kind of working your muscles involuntary. So it's kind of getting that muscle memory in. So it slightly decrease like the next time you need to fly the DC for that. So there's no big immediate change. You're just getting more in tune with your body.
Cool.
So,
I guess I'll sleep after that.
okay. Thalian?
I'm going to go to sleep.
Okay. So once again, find yourself in that very, very familiar place. Windy
That's
forest.
not different.
And you slowly, it's the same thing as you walk towards the Whistler. You can see that those branches start to form and shape. And it's kind of grown quiet. The wind is still, but there's no other movement. What do y'all want to do?
No other movement. I'm just gonna say. I'm just gonna say, hey, is anyone out there?
And as you say that, you hear...
But in a more scared voice.
Yeah. As you say that, it's very, very weird, because you're in the middle of the woods. Is anybody out there? Anybody out there? Anybody out
Echo.
there?
Go.
Go.
Well, the last dream I had,
You go,
I heard
I'm an
the
idiot.
whistling,
You're an
so I
idiot.
kind
You're
of
an idiot.
assumed somebody might be there because I heard the whistling in this when I was in the same place before. So,
Yeah. Alien?
I'm just going to walk up to the face.
Okay. Harrion?
I'm gonna just walk along a while and try to think in my head about the whistling and what that could mean.
Alright, so as soon as you start walking again, the wind picks up a little bit more. You start to see some light shine through the branches in a very peculiar way. And let's do a will save.
Both of us.
Yep.
Jeez, that's not a good one. We have some benefit there. 9.
And after that, do a listen check.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Nat 20.
Okay.
We got a 21 on the will save. And you said it's listen.
Yep.
$41 on the listen.
Dear Lord. Okay. So 21 on your will save. What'd you get on your will save, TJ?
My will was only... Oh, crap, I forgot. It was 9.
Okay.
My listen was 20.
Got you got a nat 20 on. Okay. So as you're both walking along, TJ, you hear the whistle go from a like right in your ear, like kind of deal, and you freeze in your tracks. You can't move. Like you can't move forward. Like you're just completely terrified. Nate, you're okay, but you're looking around, and both of you guys hear.
Now would it be super?
And we wake up.
Ah,
Okay. So you guys wake up to some pretty strong winds and some pretty heavy storm clouds are starting to roll in on you guys. But both of you guys see each other looking like hell. It's not a good time. Along with that, Ross Valoom and a few of the others on board are waking up, and they also are looking very disoriented. It's like you kind of hear, both of y'all do listen checks, actually.
damn, there goes all my good rolls. 19 again.
All right.
31.
So you guys can hear some of the other Dragonborn talking about. So then I was walking in the woods, and there's leaves and branches everywhere, and the stuff that they're describing is very reminiscent of your dream for the past 2 nights.
You mean to tell me there's leaves and branches in the woods? Guys, gotta be kidding.
I know, right?
How about I go find Nathan and just say, hey man, what's going on with this?
I don't know.
Do you think somebody's trying to get into our heads? It seems like everybody else. I'm going to try to talk in a hushed voice because I don't want to freak everybody else out. That, you know, the 2 leaders supposed to be here are having the same problem. What do you make of it?
It could be Drac trying to play with our minds.
Could be.
No.
Drax's that dude who touched my arm and like fucked me up last game, right?
Drox mess with a lot of people.
He was like the evil guy that tried to recruit me for his evil no good doers.
Drock has, and I'm pretty sure Void has when he was possessing somebody. But yeah, he's Drock's bad news bears.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if he was the one that was in the last game. And
Drock hasn't been here in a couple of games. That was probably Void.
Drock hadn't? Okay, so it was probably Void then. Because I remember that, because we were discussing what if I went evil and joined him. Nathan, I was like within a gnat's gonads from going ahead and taking that.
I know.
I was going to do it because I was like, oh, that'd be a really interesting game. It was just, I just decided, you know what? I'm sick of being the good guy. Anyway, back to endgame.
So the storm clouds are starting to come in. It's starting to rain pretty hard. The wind's still going in the direction that you need it to go, but the waves are starting to get a little crazy looking. So let's do. Forgot to write this part down. But as far as, I guess that would be a profession for sailing, right? No, let's do that. I know
I don't have
nobody.
anything
I know
copied.
nobody usually does profession. So let's leave the ship that you're on, Thalian. We can leave that up to you. Do you want to do that, or do you want to put that on somebody else?
Um, I would actually like to see. I would actually like to try casting control water
All right.
to still the water around the ships.
All right. So what's your DC on that? Does it have one?
No, it does not have one. It lasts 10 minutes per level, so 160 minutes, and has a long range.
Okay. So you notice that when you raise your hand out over to cast this on the water and try to control some of the weather around you, that you can see the storm clouds are still coming in. And I'd like you to do you can do a knowledge check on this, or you can just do a general intel or something.
It's a 15 intelligence check. Is there a specific knowledge you want me to roll?
If you wanted to do Arcana, that would be great. I'm pretty sure you got that.
So 22.
All right, so with 22 Arcana, you can tell that after you cast it, with the storm clouds still rolling in, you can definitely tell that someone else is casting for the weather to be controlled like this, and it's getting more rapid. And the ships seem to be fine as you turn your back. You look, they're still going. You can see the Dragonborn starting to tie off ropes everywhere. They're trying to get the sails situated in the right place. They're yelling back and forth in between ships. John and them still seem to be okay, but the waves are getting pretty ginormous, and it's starting to lightning, thunder, and the storm is right up on you.
I want to try to cast Greater Dispel Magic.
Okay.
That's a with a 52 caster check.
All right. Let me make sure.
Because that's a D20 plus caster level, and with Greater Dispel Magic gives you a plus 20 on your caster check.
All right. Let me just make sure I got this right before I tell you yay or nay. I don't want to screw anybody over. Boop, 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 boop. Oh no, not that. Damn it. The internet. All right, you said the DC. What'd you roll?
A 52.
Okay. All right. So with that, you see the waves are starting to calm down. It's still raining. It's still lightning. So it's slowly fading out as you cast it. So you can tell that after you cast it, it's taking effect, but it's not going as rapid and as fast as you would hope that it would. And with that, you and Harrian do a spot check. As y'all can hear from the ships to the right, there's a lot of commotion going on from the Dragonborn.
And I roll a 3.
All right.
I rolled a 30.
All right. So with a 3, TJ, you're just looking around like, oh man, it's freaking raining. And then, so, Thalian,
It rained for 40 days and 40 nights.
you can see these Dragonborn are pointing ahead, but pointing down. They're making a lot of commotion, and as you look in this area, you're starting to see some pretty big bubbles. And then this big guy appears. So let's go ahead and roll that initiative.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
I got a 15.
15.
okay. I'm gonna get this rotated down. Y'all both got 15s?
And I rolled a 19
What'd you roll,
to
TJ?
break.
I rolled a 10 and then had a +5.
Okay. Alright, so we'll let Thalian go first. And then TJ. And then I'm gonna let Vanathan go after that. And then all these other Dragonborn, I'm gonna let them do some attacks too. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Cool, man. Cool.
Let me ask something before we start the actual fighting.
Mm-hmm.
If I I guess I've learned a little bit because I've been listening to that little podcast that somebody shared on your Malvor page the other day.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm understanding right, you get 3 actions that you can do per turn. You could do like a minor action, a move action, and an actual fight action. You can always trade down, but not up. Is that correct? Do I have that understood right, or am I?
I mean, you can also do more. Depends on how many, like, with your level, you can get, how many base attacks, or attacks do you have?
Oh, well, I have 3, like, I can attack 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was trying to figure out is, like, the reason I'm asking is because since I can fly now,
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if I can, like, fly down, strike, and then try to move back out of the way, because Nathan obviously has way, way more hit points than I do.
Yeah.
So I definitely don't want to keep myself in harm's way. So I was just wondering if that's something I can do reasonably with the rules of the game.
Yeah, I'm not going to take that away from you. Obviously, with a big Kraken, you're not going to, like, stay right there up on him. You'd probably I would do in and out too, so I'm not going to, like, take that away from you. You're probably not going to be able to fly away very far, but I would say you'd fly away just out of his range.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. And by the way, that little podcast thing's been kind of interesting. I listened to people and I was like, that sounds just like us playing D&D.
Yeah,
just goofing off and cracking jokes half of the time.
Yeah, Jess has been finding some cool stuff.
Yep.
All right, so good old Kraken actually goes first. So he is just all kinds of pissed off. He's rather big, tentacles going everywhere. So it's going to be an interesting battle. So first thing he's going to do is attack these ships over here, and you can see that his tentacles are flapping everywhere. You see his eyes light up, and when his eyes light up, you can see that the lightning in the clouds starts to shoot down onto the ships. And I'm going to roll that real quick. Okay. Alright. Luckily I got all my calculators pulled up. So minus... Okay. Alright, so you can see those ships as the lightning strikes down on both of them. Actually, let's make sure I got my range. That's quite a bit of... Okay, so yeah, both of these ships, they get hit by this lightning bolts. You can see them get struck. A few of the Dragonborn fly overboard as the lightning strikes on both of them. It catches fire on the sail, and you can see that being very devastating. And then the Kraken is going to use his tentacles to strike at the ships. I got this on my other screen. I'm trying to pull up all of his crap. He's got a lot of stuff. Alright, so the first one. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, that's another hit on the ship. And with that, D6. I gotta get out my other D6. And once he's done, Nate, it's your turn.
Alright.
Okay, so the first ship here with the Dragonborn on it, it's still up. You can see it's very heavily damaged after he gets done doing all of his tentacle bashing on this. This one he kind of whacks, but it still looks like it's in pretty good shape. Well, I wouldn't say pretty good, but it's decent. A lot of Dragonborn from this ship are out in the water. It looks like a pretty horrendous sight. Both of them are on fire. Most of his attention is directed towards that right there, and it's your turn.
Alright, I'm going to jump overboard
Okay.
and wild shape into a giant squid.
How long you been waiting to do that?
A long time.
Okay.
No great whites, giant squid. That'll work.
Yep. And gonna attempt to initiate a grapple.
Let's see if I can get this going here.
Okay. That works.
Let's see if I can put this in here real quick. Boop. Boop. Okay.
There you
That's
go.
hilarious. That's great.
Oh, you knew that was coming. That's cool.
That is funny.
Not as big as the Kraken, but okay.
Uh,
All right. Does he
Hey.
get a? Does he get an attack?
no, because squids have improved grab. So
Yeah, that's what I thought. I know he does too. I just thought I'd that. Oh, not that. Okay. All right. So I'm trying to remember. Go over it with me again how the grapple works. 'Cause I know you got to do a thing, and then he gets to do a thing, or
yeah, let's see. Let me pull it up real quick. Let's see. I make a melee touch attack to grab the target.
alrighty.
So let's see. Do this. Let me find my attack here. What I'm looking for. Sorry, I got like 8 pages and I haven't organized
That's
anything.
cool. I got a bunch of windows and notes written down in this Kraken. I know.
We've been hearing about this Kraken for months.
This cracker.
Yeah, this cracker over here.
It's a see 18 plus 13 is 31 plus 10 41 to hit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that hits.
Yeah, let me add it up. Just pretty sure that is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
And then what do I have to roll?
let's see, make an opposed grapple check as a free action. If you succeed, you and your target are now grappling and you deal damage to the target as with an unarmed strike. If you lose, you fail to start the grapple, you automatically lose an attempt. If the target is 2 size categories larger than you, okay. So yeah, we make an opposed grapple.
Okay. So opposed grapple. So 15. Gotta make sure I'm doing my math right. 40. Hold on. So it's at So that would be 59.
Then I got 18 plus 30. Not see. 18 plus 33. Plus 18 plus 33.
What is that? I don't know. Let me write it down on paper. So
18 plus 33 should be 51.
51.
Yeah. 51.
That was really, really close, Nate Dogg. Holy crap. Okay. All right. So I guess, so no grapple.
Right.
So with a grapple, even though you failed it, do you still get to do your other attacks?
Let's see.
I feel like I should know this by now with the grappling because of the attempted fight that I had a couple of weeks ago.
That's one of those things that's very beneficial, but nobody ever does it, so I just always forget the rules.
I think because nobody wants to fool with all the rules because it is some weird.
Mm-hmm.
If you get, if you get multiple attacks, you can attempt to start a grapple multiple times at successively lower base attack bonuses. So yeah, I can attempt it 2 more times.
All right.
So let's go for it again. See. That's a 31 to hit his touch.
All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it hits. So then we just go through the process again.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, that one was better.
I got a nat 18.
Yeah, you probably beat me then because I got a nat 17 plus 33. I got a 50.
Yeah. All right. So you got one more attack.
Yeah, I got one more. Let's see. Do I want to attempt to do that, or do I want to do something else?
Can I yell out to Nathan something?
Sure.
Hey, the ship's on fire. Use your control water to put that out.
2 ships are on fire.
Yeah, 2 ships are on fire. Please put those out. Because I don't know if Nick's over there rolling up each round to see how much damage those ships take. But we definitely don't want those sinking with all the Dragonborn on them.
Yeah, the one on the top is looking very bad. It's actually starting to get overfilled with all the holes and stuff that's in it, and it's on fire. And the other one this one here is just on fire, but it looks pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that then. I'm gonna use my last to put out the fire.
Okay. I know that there's a large amount of range on that, so check the range because
It's 400 feet plus another 100 feet per level.
all right, explain to me exactly how you want to do the water. It's very important.
I want the water to build like a column, basically like what we did to TJ,
Mm-hmm.
on both of the ships,
Okay.
and I want it to kind of raise the ships up, like out of his reach.
Yeah, it would be pretty far. So okay. All right. So you want
If possible, I don't know what his reach is.
you can raise them up, although they would be freaking out. This one over here is really, really bad shape. So you can see as it's starting to raise up, the middle of the part of the ship is starting to crumble a little bit, and it's starting to fill up more with water on the inside, and some of the Dragonborn are really, the what's left in that ship are starting to freak out. The other one, it seems to be okay. It's holding up okay. So this one seems to be okay. So the fire's getting out. The fire's out on both of them. I'll go ahead and say that. But this one over here looks like it's not going to hold up on that.
It's trying to sink.
Yeah.
Alright, well, that's my action.
Okay. TJ,
Yep.
it's your go.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and use my fire breath.
All right. From the ship.
You know what? I think I'm going to take off first.
All right. Let's roll a concentrate.
14. All right, what's concentrate? Is that Constitution or Wisdom?
I think it's Constitution. Yeah.
Well, I don't have any benefit to Constitution, so it's just straight 14.
Okay. With the meditating that you've done the past 2 days, it's good enough to get you going, and you're starting to feel, like I said, so the DC is lowered more you concentrate and meditate and crap. So you fly up and you feel pretty confident. I wouldn't make any like really super sudden movements, but yeah, you get up there and you get in a close enough range to do your fire breath. If that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, that's what I want to do is go ahead and do my fire breath.
All right.
All right, big money. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, on my my D10s, I'm just gonna say 0 is 10 because it goes 1 to 0.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Okay, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 25.
Good job. Okay. So with that, you kind of unload down on him. That sounded weird, but you unload all the
Yes.
fire down on him, and you can hear him start to, and you see his tentacles starting to flap around, splashing the water everywhere. You can see that did quite a bit of damage. I think you get another couple attacks if you want.
I do. I'd like to try to now strike him, and I guess I should have struck him with a sword first, because now I have to use my next base attack, correct?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Okay.
that was, I kind of consider that more of like a spell type of thing, so, which I don't know. How does that work, Nate, when you do that? I'm trying to remember.
What was it?
So, like, if you do a spell, and then you want to go in for a melee, would you use your second base attack, or would you go ahead and you keep using the first?
Well, if the spell hasn't already been cast, then casting the spell would be a standard action, so you wouldn't get a melee attack.
Well,
So
see, I
you
didn't
could
know
do
that.
one or the other. Yeah, you could do one or the other.
Oh, so you don't even get to do that.
Okay. Okay. I figured I would still get like 2 of those since I have 3 attacks. Okay, but that's cool. That's kind of my more powerful attack right now, so I'll use
mean-
those probably until they're used up.
I mean, 25 points of damage is a pretty good bit. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's better than I'm gonna do with my sword. That's almost for certain.
All right. Is that all you want to do?
Yeah, it's I guess that's all I really can do to benefit anybody right now.
All right.
Maybe I'll can I fly down and like pick up some of the Dragonborn out of the water, put them on the boat?
Well, yeah, I kind of saw it as you were right here. You didn't really tell me, but they're kind of they're over here, like way over there. So that's kind of, you would fly. I mean, if you wanted to get out of range and go over, do that next time, you can.
Okay, I guess I'll do that on my next move then, and maybe do that.
Let me-
Would that be out of my range to strike him with my fire breath though from that distance?
No, you'd still be. I mean, he's a big damn thing.
Okay.
So we'll just put you there for now, and then.
Okay.
Okay.
I
So
just try to race some of those guys in case that's an issue. I don't know how good they are at swimming.
So actually, I would say with Vanathan being an aquatic elf, I would say he's a confident swimmer. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him in the water. Sorry, Noah, you need to start showing up, but we'll go ahead and let him get in the water and do some Aquaman stuff. So let him roll an attack. I'm going to have to guesstimate with his stuff. So the first one, we'll say yes. Okay, so he did some damage. First hit. Alright. Shut up! And then the second.
Sorry. I tried to cover the mic before I sneezed, but apparently it didn't do that much.
Yeah, I was messing. Okay, second one also, we'll say is a hit. And the third is a miss. And then we're going to have him hopefully try to swim back just enough out of, probably not the front of the boat, that'd be kind of dumb. Alright, so then the rest of the Dragonborn and these ships, probably not these two because they're trying to get water out and get out of range of this thing. These are going to use some of the equipment that's on the boat, try to range attack this thing with like whatever they can find, bows and arrows,
Light
crossbow.
ballista.
Yeah, there you go. Alright, so I'm going to do some damage for those. 'Cause this thing's big. If they can't hit the thing, then you got a whole lot of world of problems there, Thalion. Alright, so there's some... So while that's going, you in squid form, there, Thalion, you can see just arrows and big bolts, just all kinds of stuff shooting around you, nailing this Kraken. You can see that he is still looking very, very comfortable in the water, though. Still got his eyes set as he's looking around on all these ships. You can see like he's pretty comfortable. As we go back up to him, and he is going to start smacking away at the boats, the two that he was going after. With the nat 19, I'm going to roll the other one. Oh boy. Alright, so the one that was kind of floating away and whatnot, actually gonna make a... Yeah, so it starts to actually give away, Nate, because it only had like, the boat HP itself only had 8 left, so I would say that it starts to crumble, and the Dragonborn start to fall out of that all over the water. The second one, it's kind of floating with the tentacles as long as they are. I wouldn't say that they'd be high enough to get past the Kraken. So it's whacking away at that, and this one's starting to get way, way down. With the water shooting up in it, it's starting to flood with all of the jarring and kicking around that he's doing. A lot of the Dragonborn are starting to fall in the water very near you, along with those over there. And with that, it's your turn. So you have this ship down, this one's about to go down, and they're all amongst in the water. You don't know how many are still alive that are able to swim, but they're all up in the water.
Alright, I'm going to cast Righteous Might on myself to gain another size category, so now I would be his size.
Okay.
And I'm going to take my move to like start like with my 10 tentacles, like starting to like pick up the people that's to like start picking up like people I see and putting them back in boats, preferably ones that aren't sinking.
Alright, so you're starting to put them into these back here.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, let me... Well, I'm thinking of it. Is it this one? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Alright. And
that would be my turn.
alright, good king. Alright. So as you're starting to, these Dragonborn that are seeing you do this are actually like flocking to you now, because the ship is starting to give away because they didn't have but just a few HP left either. And so they're going to jump over. So as you're doing that, you're starting to pick them up, and you're picking them up as you're scooping them up with your tentacles. You're picking up like 5 to 10 at each time. So you feel like you're doing a lot of good work as you're reaching back and putting them on the good ships, and they're starting still firing away at this thing. And TJ, it's your turn.
I'll go ahead and fire breath the Kraken again.
Fire that cracker.
All right, let's see here. Oh, dang, that was only one. All right, 16, 19.
Okay. Well, with the fire breath, well, I mean, you didn't even have to. I wasn't gonna let you do that, as you're that close. You're just gonna hit him. You didn't roll last time either.
No, oh, okay. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking about that.
I mean,
mean,
maybe
I
you're
can still
supposed
roll.
maybe you're supposed to, but I'm not gonna let you. Just go ahead. Just do your
Okay.
damage.
Okay, well, that's what I rolled. I rolled 19 for the damage.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you meant that was your attack. All right. So yeah, that's
No. I just rolled my 4d10.
TJ doing the damage. Okay. So once again, you see him just kind of get lit up. This time to kind of the side of his head, and he just gets blasted. Big load all over his face, TJ, and you. uh, so he's just and just splashing everywhere. Okay, with that, then we're gonna go to Vanathan, who's also going to do some damage. So go in with his try. Oh, Vanathan got a net 20.
Nice.
Okay, so he got a.
All right, Vanathan, who didn't show up but still kicking butt.
He got a critical. So all right, so let's do that.
Woo.
15, 18. Nice for a large amount of damage. So you actually don't see this sneaky aquatic elf as he's stabbing away at this Kraken under the water, mind you. But done a whopping, which I don't have all of his stats, so I'm just kind of guesstimating, but he did about 40 something points of damage. And you hear the Kraken. And more of barrage from all the Dragonborn. As you watch Thalion scoop Dragonborn up and put them on ships, just more and more vaults of arrows, and they do bits more of damage. And the Kraken he is just getting pissed.
Just imagine he's getting breathed fire on and somebody stabbing him in the ass with a trident. So.
Yeah. All right. So with that, All right. He is. You see, Thalion. You see his eyes light up. Arian, you can kind of see it, but you're more of like a profile. Light up, and you see the thunder start to boom. As that happens, you see the lightning strike down with a pretty impressive range on all three of these ships.
Okay.
The lightning strikes. This one is going to slightly catch fire. Wasn't bad as the other two, but they are going to take. Let me actually roll up the damage real quick. Okay. For a bunch of damage, a bunch of damage. All right, so no, not that. Okay. All right. So this is the only one that caught fire. These two just got pretty badly damaged. Dragonborn are slightly shaken up, and that's actually all he's going to do this turn. And Thalion.
Alright.
All the Dragonborn are not out of the water. You've got a pretty good amount. I would say if you're quickly as good as you could probably count with a Kraken right in front of you, you've probably gathered up about 50 or 60 in this time limit, and there seems to be about 70 to 80 more that are still floating around the water. The rest of them look like they're goners, or they're somewhere else, or they got blasted into oblivion. You don't know. You there?
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Okay.
I was about to say, did I,
I didn't.
lose y'all?
Yeah, I don't know if I accidentally hit mute or something.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was like, uh-oh, Nathan's on mute.
Let's see, I'm going to attempt another grapple.
All right.
And it's high.
Nice.
So opposed grapple.
Okay.
Let me do some math. Let's see, where's my phone?
Math is not fun.
$19
I actually rolled 19
plus.
too.
Oh, no.
All right, so
It's pretty
19
high.
plus 13 plus 19 plus 13 is 41. All right. 19 plus.
19 plus 13. That
It'd be, whatever it is, it's going to have to end with a 2 because 9 plus 3 is 12. And then 19 plus 13, you said?
19
32
plus 3
then.
is
yeah, that's
22.
32.
32 plus 32 plus 4 is 36.
Is it in the 60s? If it's not in the 60s, then that one didn't work.
Hold on. Let me see. I need my phone. There's a lot of math. Oh, there it is.
I got my calculator. Hold on. I can just, that first ship, I can clear it. So what? 19 plus, what was it again?
Let's see.
19 plus 13.
19
That's 32. And then what's after
13.
32?
4
Plus 4, 36.
plus 12
Plus 12 is 48.
plus uh, grapple or strength. Plus 15.
Interesting. Alright. So you have the same as the Kraken.
Let me see, because it actually has. Let's see. Let's see. In case of a tie, the combatant with the higher grapple check modifier wins. And my grapple check,
It seemed like it would be the same thing. We rolled the same.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
So what do we do here? Just re-roll?
I guess roll a d20 and who's ever higher.
17.
Crap, it might have fell on the floor.
Yeah, 20.
Shit. Crap, it rolled on the table. Let me get. No, let me just get that one because that's my good one. That's the one that kind of halfway rolls even.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oop, there it is. I rolled a 14.
I got 17.
Oh, damn.
I know. That's
My
crazy.
God.
All right.
I don't want you to think I'm pulling your leg, though. I did get a 17.
I know, I believe you. All right, so
That was awesome.
with my second attack, I'm going to attempt to initiate a grapple. And that one's not quite as high. It's a That's a 27 to meet this touch AC.
Yeah, it's a hit. So then
All right.
initiate it again.
Yeah. Let's see, and
I got a 15 on that. Later actually roll and calculate all this crap up.
no, I mean like they're both the same. So you rolled a 15, I rolled a 13.
Okay, okay, yeah.
All right, so last time,
Do it again.
Come on, you can do it.
Watch him rolling that one.
I wrote a
I'd be a little pissed.
The squid drowned.
let's see, I wrote a 10 on that one.
I don't have my webcam on. That was nat 19.
Oh
This green
Oh my
die,
God.
this green die is my lucky one. Okay.
Stop using it because that hurts us.
Well, when you're the DM one day, TJ, you'll understand. You got to cause them as much pain as you possibly can, and then reward them every now and then.
All right, and with my move actions, I'm gonna like keep picking them up and chucking them in the boat.
I just kind of envision you keep trying to like almost hug this Kraken, and the Kraken's like, stop it, stop it.
It's like we're playing. It's like we're like dueling with tentacles.
Yeah.
It's like a tentacle lightsaber battle.
Yeah. So you're gonna try to scoop up the Dragonborn?
Yeah, and dump them in boats.
Gotcha. All right, Harian.
Fire breath.
All right, it's your third one.
Yep, I know. You gotta try to beat this guy. Oh, this looks like it's gonna roll. This is gonna be a good one. All right, let's see here. Let's see. 6, 6, 12 plus 17, 26.
All right, it's 26 points. He lets out another loud roar. Doing a lot of damage. You're starting to see some pretty big damage on his skin on that side of his head. Looks singed. Obviously, he's not on fire or anything, but kicking some butt, Tej. Vanathan's going to roll his attacks up underwater. First one looks like a hit. Second one, not so much. And the third one, not so much. Okay, he's attacking away. Okay, and then everybody else is still shooting barrages of arrows, bolts, whatever they can find. At the same time trying to help some of the Dragonborn that are swimming whatever Thalion can't pick up in his tentacles that they're trying to swim over and get in the boats. But they are doing some damage on the Kraken as well. And now we go back to good old Crocky. Alright. So he is going to go full on attack at the big giant squid that's in front of him here.
Bring your bitch. Sorry. I forgot it. We were being recorded.
Yeah. Alright, so... Yeah. So, what's 20 plus 39 on the first?
39 is 39. Let's see what's giant squids. Yeah, 39 barely hits.
Okay. The second is a... I'm trying to say I got 17 to 10. Oh boy. Okay, the second one is a hit for sure. And then the third one is... actually, let me... You said 39 barely hits?
Yeah.
Okay, so the last one, it doesn't hit at all. Alright, so... Sorry. So he's just whacking away at you with his tentacles. So that's 5, 3, 8 plus 12. Alright, so 20 points of damage on the first. And on the second, 7 points of damage, and with improved grab, he gets to do that as a free action if he touches you with one of his tentacles. I'm gonna try to hug you, bitch. So let's see how this works. So I'm assuming, just so I want to make sure I'm doing this right, because with improved grab, as long as he connects with his tentacle attacks, he gets that as a free action.
Yeah, like, so he basically don't have to roll against my touch attack. It's like, because I have that too. I just haven't been doing it because I didn't realize I could do it that way.
Right. All right. So,
Opposed grapples.
yeah. Opposed grapples!
I rolled a nat 15.
Okay. Alright, I think you beat me that time. You got a 10. Alright, so that's his turn. And so now we go to good old Thalion.
I'm going to cast Harm
Ooh.
with a 30-something against its touch AC for 160 points of damage unless he succeeds a DC 22 will save.
DC 22. Okay. Alright, yeah.
So
Got that. So this is half.
yeah, so 80 points.
Nice. Okay, so you're starting to, especially you, Harian, you're starting to see start to cower down a little bit. Well, not cower down, but he's starting to look a lot weaker. Tentacles are still going crazy. Harian, go ahead and do a spot check.
Spot check. All right. Oh. 14.
You can see that this ship over here, the fire is starting to spread more down the shaft of where the sail is. But you're starting to notice up in the clouds as the lightning is starting to shine and shimmer, in distance clouds far away. You're starting to see something pretty damn big coming y'all's way.
Uh-oh.
And with that, who just went?
It was me, and I was going to use my move action to pick up more Dragonborn.
Okay. All right. Then Harian, that'd be your turn then.
I'll use my last fire breath on him.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure this won't kill him, but we're going to try. Then I'll probably resort to picking up semen.
Okay.
12, 20, 27.
Good job, man. All right. All right. So yeah, he's just getting blasted. He's got fire. You can see he's starting to get very, very pissed at you. So with that, Vanathan can get his attacks. First one's a miss. Second one's also... Oh, third one's a hit, though. That's very weird. Alright. Vanathan's swimming under there, just stabbing away. Kind of like a chihuahua fighting a pit bull, just chopping away at its balls.
Huh?
Alright. So that and the Dragonborn are continuing to volley as looks like Thalion has rescued well over about 150 Dragonborn during that. The whole scooping and dropping off. This ship here is starting to look pretty bad as the fire is starting to spread down. The Kraken is looking to do some more damage. So he will attempt to got him flying around there, so he's going to attempt to go after not Vanison, Thalion once more. Big giant squid man. Alright. Oh yeah, the first one is a hit. I got a nat 19. Second one is a is a 50, and third one, actually I don't know if the third one hits. It's 23 plus 13, Nate. So 6.
It's 35, and that's a miss.
No, it's 23 plus 13. So it's 36 hit or no?
30. No, it
Okay.
just barely misses.
Okay, so the first two. 8, 11 plus 12. So 23 points damage on the first. 23, and then another 12 points of damage, and he's going to attempt to grapple as free action. So oppose again.
Rolled a 2.
I got an 11, so I was like, oh, I'm not going to get it. So at this stage, what happens now? Are you grappled?
At this stage, let's see. Turn back. Let's see. If you succeed, you and your target are now grappling, and you deal damage to the target as with an unarmed strike. To maintain the grapple for later rounds, you must move into the target space. While grappling, your ability to attack others and defend yourself is limited. You don't threaten any squares while grappling. You lose your dexterity bonus. You can't move normally. You can activate a magic item, attack your opponent, cast a spell, damage your opponent, draw a light weapon, escape, move, pin your opponent, yada yada yada. So yeah, you can basically attack me.
Yeah, alright, so he's going to use Constrict, and that deals another 10, 12, so another 27 points damage. And now it's your turn.
Let's see. I'm in a grapple. Let's see. I'm not sure if, since we're now grappled, if I can now attack you the same way.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was like a... Does it say anything
feel
about like an opposing roll to try to get out of the grapple?
While grappling, you can deal damage to your opponent equivalent to an unarmed strike. Make an opposed grapple check in place of an attack. If you win, you deal non-lethal damage as for your unarmed strike. Yeah, so I guess we roll an opposed grapple to see if I can deal you damage.
Okay.
Or I can cast a spell. So let's I mean, I do have 10 tentacles, so that's...
Yep.
But let's see what else I get. I am going to cast... I'm going to cast Dragon Breath,
All right.
and I'm going to blast him in the face with some Dragon Fire.
Pulling a TJ. Nice. TJ did some serious damage.
For 10 points of fire damage.
Very nice. So you hear some shrieks and some howls.
Yeah,
As you,
amateurs.
as you feel it starting to still constricting around you, but oh, excuse me, Harry, it's your turn.
I'm gonna fly down and try to rescue some of the sailors in the water.
Okay. All right. So let me move you over there. So okay.
Zoom it up.
No, you're okay. You already done your fly check. So do some do a strength check to kind of make sure you can pick them up because those are just as big as you now.
16.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you're picking them up one at a time, kind of moving to and fro over there, trying to dodge these giant squids having a battle here. Do another spot check while you're over there doing that.
4.
All right. Yeah. So when you still that area off in the distance is still concerning you because you saw something pretty big flying this way. You still see like a silhouette of whatever that is, but it's still pretty far off.
I bet that's a dragon.
Along with that, the Dragonborn are... Oh, sorry, I forgot Vanathan. Vanathan's going to attack. First one is a hit. Second one's a miss. Third one's also a hit. Look at Vanathan. Look at Noah shining even though he's not here. Okay. Dragonborn still firing away. With that, the old Crocky boy is going to constrict and do some lightning damage because he's boss. All right, so Nate says 24 on the constrict, and then the lightning. Oh, I got to roll for that crap. And that's for pretty much this area here. So you're going to take some effect on that too. For another 27. This one here is done broken apart, so they're starting to flood and kind of swimming over to this area here. Some of them did get blasted within those lightning bolts that hit the ship. Let me find... Nope, wrong damn boat. So with that, Thalion, your turn.
I'm just going to full out attack his ass.
All right. So we do
So,
opposing things again.
yep. And I rolled a 4 with the first one.
10. This is the grapple, right? Or what is it? What are we checking here?
This is opposed grapples to see if I can deal you
Okay,
damage.
I rolled a 10 on the first one.
Alright, the second one I rolled a 4.
I also rolled a 4, so roll again. I rolled 11.
I rolled a 15.
Okay, so you got that one.
So that's 14 points of damage.
Okay.
No. I'm sorry. 18 points of damage.
Okay. It's 4. Okay.
The third is a 17.
I rolled a 7, so roll damage.
It's a 21.
Very nice.
The fourth attack, I rolled a 4.
No. 18.
The 5th attack, I rolled an 11.
13.
6th attack,
17.
4.
This is a great die tonight.
Yeah. 7th attack,
12.
16.
Alright. Roll damage.
For 20 points of damage.
Very nice.
Let's see, and what number was that? 7?
That was 7.
The 8th, I rolled 18.
I rolled a 9.
For 19 points of damage.
Okay. He's looking pretty grim.
The 9th, I rolled a 17.
Yeah, 13. Roll damage.
17 points of damage.
Very nice.
And with that last hit, I'm going to activate my constrict.
Do it to it.
For 22 points of damage.
Okay. Alright, so you're starting to squeeze him. You're starting to see him, a lot of blood gushing out all over his big old head.
And
Some of his tentacles are starting to go limp. He's got a little bit of life left in him.
and then I want to bite him.
Alright.
My last attack.
I got
With-
a 15 on that.
Okay, I got a 14.
Okay, so he barely dodged the bite with the little life that he has. Okay. 1 second. Blah, blah, blah. Thought I had that pulled up already. Okay. Alright, so with that, Harrion, do your spot check again, because Thalian's laying into old Crocky over here. TJ's asleep.
No, I'm here.
Okay. Did you do your spot check?
Oh, yeah, I didn't know you were talking to me. I had lost the connection, and then I came back, and I heard somebody say, do the spot check, and I didn't realize you were talking to me.
Oh.
15.
Okay, so with that, you're, after you've rescued maybe like 4 or 5 Dragonborn going back and forth and seeing these 2 squids going at it over here, your suspicions were pretty accurate. As you see a big old kadoosh, big old Donturas is flying over here, and with your awesome spot check that you did, you can see up on his neck there, he's got old Drock himself flying on there, and they are shouting all kinds of stuff. And you see the Black Dragon just ride by and just acid bath this ship right here as he flies over.
Oh, God.
And you see, just so you just see the ship start to not fully melt, but you can see the acid start to take effect, and it's starting to melt down. A lot of the Dragonborn get sprayed. Thalian, you can hear all of the cries and the Dragonborn behind you as you turn around, but then you see and feel this above you as you look up and see Drock on top of Donturas just floating above the Kraken. And okay, that was there. Harrion, did you want to keep doing what you were doing, or do you want to change? Because you're kind of right here by all the business right now.
I'm gonna first get away from that dragon. Maybe down here towards the bottom somewhere, with Nathan in between me and that dragon.
All right. So maybe like
Is
down
that
here?
too far for me to? Yeah,
No,
somewhere
no,
around
no.
in there.
Yeah, no, this is fine. But you do see
But I
the
do
full
want to keep
effects of
trying
the
to
acid.
find Dragonborn that's in the water
Okay, yeah,
and
'cause
saving them, and then yeah.
yeah, the ship that went down here, they're starting to swim up, so you can help there. Vanathan still underwater. He's gonna keep attacking. 16.
Stab him in the butthole.
Second one's a miss. Third one's a nat 20 actually, and that one is a crit. Okay, so with the combination of Nate's constrict and Vanathan's critical that he just did, but Thalion showed up. Thalion, how do you want to do it?
I want to rip him limb from limb,
All right.
and then I want to use his longest tentacle as a lasso to lasso Dantaras.
Interesting. Okay. Do
Man, use rope.
yeah, do that. That's cool.
That's really what
That's
Nathan.
20.
Okay, yeah. So you take
Oh my God!
with
Yes.
Drock up there looking all like spiff and stuff, and you take that and just kind of whip it up there, whoosh, and it whips around Dontoros's left claw, and you as he's starting to go crazy. Actually, let me make Drock do a balance check. So 14.
It's all like, shit, I can't swim.
Okay, Drock loses balance with only a 6, and he falls down on top of the Kraken's head, who's pretty close by. He managed to do that really cool superhero landing where he does like the little try thing, where he lands on his knee and he like looks up at you, looking very pissed.
Terrible for your joints.
Yeah, oh yeah. So that the Dragonborn are these over here are kind of preoccupied with an acid bath at the moment. These are kind of shouting and trying to help get some of these people that are swimming over here. This ship over here is just still continuing to fire because they're just now seeing what's going on. Now they're getting their attention onto the Black Dragon. And you see Drock lean down, and he puts his hand on top of the Kraken's head, and you see him kind of do that little weird move that he did to Vanathan way back when. But now noticing that the Kraken's fully dead, you can see some disdain in his eyes as he looks up at you. It's over, Thalion.
I want to yank Dantaras' ass down right on top of him.
Okay. All right. Let's do an opposing strength for the dragon, and so opposing strength checks. So that'd be for the big old freaking dragon. I think that would be actually it's 32. You beat that or no?
Yeah, I did. I
Nice.
just don't know by how much.
Alright, so, I mean, if you beat it, that's fine. So you pull the dragon, you're trying to pull it down on Drock.
Yeah, I'm yanking him down to where he like falls like right on top of Drake.
Alright, so let me do Drock a reflex. Alright. Nat 17. Alright, so Drock does this weird cool move where he kind of falls off and is sliding down the head and then goes off into one of the tentacles that's still, because you know when you like squids are dead, their tentacles still freaking move and stuff, so that's kind of what's going on with the Kraken right now. So he manages to fall off and dodge that. But yeah, this guy smacks right into the Kraken's head. The momentum sends him flying way down. And it's actually make drop to a balance check too. It's pretty hilarious. 12. Okay, so he's still there. He's wobbly as hell. The dragon is now laying across him and is trying to get back up as he's starting to flap his wings. Let's do another opposing strength.
Nat 20.
Okay, it's still on there. You're like, do you want to swing him over to Drock again?
Now I want to pull him down like under the water, and like as I get him, like I'm gonna activate my jet ability.
Mm-hmm.
It says once per round as a full round action, you can jet backwards at a speed of 320 feet in a straight line, but does not provoke attacks of opportunity. So I'm like, while I have Dantaros grappled, I'm gonna jet backwards, pulling him underwater,
All right.
and I'm gonna try to like grapple and drown this bitch.
All right. So just so I'm clear, you're jetting backwards.
Yeah, like backwards, as in like down into the ocean.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, he is going. I thought you meant like do this like.
No, like
Okay.
downwards.
I got you. I got you now. I thought that was gonna be pretty hilarious. Okay. All right. So with that, you start to just pull this big black dragon down into the water. You're sinking. You said 300 feet.
Yeah, 320 feet.
All right. Okay.
And I
So
doubt this motherfucker has a swim speed.
uh, no. What's? I'm double checking, but I highly doubt it. Actually, yeah, black dragons hide, move silently, and swim are considered class skills for the black dragons.
Yeah, but what's his speed?
Oh yeah, it's not gonna beat. It's not gonna beat this guy. I'm gonna roll with it. It's pretty awesome. So you're pulling him down. Now that you got him in the water, you're down 300 feet with this black dragon. Uh, what do you want to do once you get down there? Before I make you do this.
Grapple him and just keep going as far as I can go down.
All right, go ahead and do your attack roll.
That is a 41.
I would say that's a hit. So now we do the opposed. Actually,
15.
I rolled a 19 on that, but his takes a 40, so that would be a. I'm going by the chart. That's on this thing. So 19. That's not the same as the Kraken, but it looks like it's still like in the 40s. So with a nat 19, there's a 40 plus 19. What is that? 59? Is that you beat that?
See, I also rode a 59, but I have the higher grapple.
Okay. All right. We'll say he's grappled
And I'm going down another,
300.
yeah, because that's once per round. So, yeah, another 300.
All right. So you're going on down. Okay. And with that, let's see. 1 second. 1 second. Never heard of drowning a dragon before, but that's going to be awesome. He came to talk smack. Now you're just going to drown him.
That would make things easier.
It would be one less dragon you got to worry about. Alright.
Like you take out my Dragonborn, I take out your dragon. I consider us even.
Okay. Hold on. I gotta pull up some of old Draki Boy's spells.
I sure hope those lousy ass Dragonborn and everyone are shooting at that son of a bitch.
Yeah, they're still shooting at the ones that are not taking the acid bath are for sure.
The more you say that, the less fun that sounds.
Yeah.
Acid bath.
Crap. Can't find the page that I had before. Thought I had that tab pulled up as a just in case, but I guess I did not. Alright. Okay. Alright, so TJ, from your perspective, you can actually do a spot check because I forgot you're all the way down here now helping out with these Dragonborn.
All right, give me a second. Let me get back over here to my dice. I rolled 9.
Okay. So you can see that Drak is sliding along the tentacle, dodging whatever the Dragonborn, especially here, are shooting up at this Kraken and him. But you can see him like fire back some lightning bolts at this ship, doing some damage, but not near as much as what the Kraken was doing. You can see from just that spot check and the rain and stuff that he looks flustered. He didn't expect that to happen. I mean, nobody expects a freaking giant squid to pull a dragon down. But once you see that, you can see him like almost open up a portal below the tentacle, and you see him just hop in, and then it closes.
Oh boy.
And then after the portal closes, you see the Kraken just start to sink into the water. Meanwhile, Nate Dogg is drowning a dragon.
I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
All right, so you are currently 600 plus feet. The
Yes.
dragon is actually. Let me make him do a. All right, so he's starting to. You can see from like his facial demeanor that he's starting to start to get a little choked and flustered because you're pulling down on there, and he is do another. He's currently grappled, so yeah, you can tell that he's starting to choke.
Alright, I'm just gonna keep going. Jet.
All right, 900 feet. 900 feet. They rolled let's roll a 3. Yeah, I'm gonna say with a 3, you can see that he's starting to have a whole lot of trouble. I don't know how long black dragons can stay underwater, but I wouldn't think it would be that long. And with that force, he's starting to get some up the nostrils, get choked. Yeah. So 900 feet, he's starting to have a lot of bad times.
Jet.
Even at this point, if you let go of him, he's going to drown before he gets back to the surface anyways.
All right. So what was that?
Not that I would let go of him, but
1200.
Yeah.
DC's getting higher. All right, I rolled a 3. So with that, you can see that he is starting to choke a little bit. You see the eyes that were already glowing white from his kind of undeadness are starting to fade. And also, it's weird because, well, you wouldn't know it at the time, but well, you did sense it before. That Drock was kind of controlling him and using some of that as his power, so that also is taken into effect, and you see the eyes start to fade out as you feel the restrain coming from his side of things is over.
Jet.
1,500 feet. Alright, yeah, nothing. You don't feel
Done.
you don't feel
I,
anything coming from him anymore.
I'm going all the way to the bottom, so take 20.
Alright. Alright, so you go all the way to the bottom of the ocean with this gigantic dragon, and you're moving so fast, even underwater as a squid, that as you go to the bottom, you kind of do a U real quick and swoop back up, and the black dragon hits the bottom of the ocean floor like a sound underwater. And the body just kind of.
And then I want to use my ink cloud
All right.
to emit a cloud of jet black ink that
Yeah.
provides total concealment,
Right.
and jet back up to the top.
Okay.
I just want to remind you, Nathan, real quick, that I have a high alchemy skill. Just throwing that out there.
Actually, like, I'm gonna stop for a moment and just like watch them.
As I thought about it. Okay. So after you see him hit the ground, the ink cloud kind of went out, but you still see him. I mean, he's heavy, but he's slowly rising upwards, starting to float up, but you don't see any life left in him.
I'm
now-
going to cast Burrow, which grants me a 30-foot burrow speed,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna grapple him and drag him up onto the surface of the ocean floor.
Interesting.
You wanna, feel free to grab me any dragon parts while you're down there.
How far under the ocean floor are you going?
Far enough where he can't come back up, but not far enough to where, like, there's no more like pressure. Like, I'm basically entombing him.
Gotcha. Okay. So as you just burrow into the ground like some, I don't know, freaking dog trying to hide a bone, even as a squid, it's a pretty hilarious sight. You go ahead and you grab a hold of him, and you're burrowing with all the other tentacles. You start to go way, 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 way down into the ground, and all the water is filling in behind you. You get in. Uh, I know you're underwater. I know this sounds very weird. Do a spot and a listen.
That's spot is a 30. Listen is a 29.
Okay, so as you're burrowing further and further down, you can hear almost like sonic-like through the ground, just this coming from below you in the ground.
I'm gonna stop.
Okay, as you stop, you're no longer doing the burrow, but you could still, even the water around you is starting to like vibrate.
Does it sound like something is like coming towards me, or like something banging on?
It sounds like something's getting banged on from down below.
Man, that's David Jones.
Do a knowledge of
Nature, or
you could do a knowledge of nature or history, whichever one's higher, which I'd assume with you would be nature.
It is a 28.
Okay, with a 28, you will know from being out in the land and even now being a king and all this and that, combining with everything you've learned from the people that, like Branch and all of your noblemen that you have met thus far, uh, and even interacting with them, that the Bogevs, or the gods, there is a god, the war god Janel. His warhammer is called Echo, and the way that he helped form Malifor is by being underneath it, and he would hit the ground to shape the formation of the ground. And that's what made, had a very bad day when he made the large Mount Ural or whatever, and that's what made the mountain. So he's constantly down there reshaping the ground. That's how I kind of explain continental shift in this world. But that's him down there banging away.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Alright, so I don't want to go quite that far. So I'm just going to leave Dantaraz here,
All right.
head back to the top. Give the ground a good pat, pat him in,
All right.
and head back up top.
Okay. So you go up top, and let's go ahead and take. All right. So as you go up, you do see the Kraken start to. I mean, he's sinking. I guess maybe he's floating, maybe he's sinking. I don't know. Maybe he's sinking. Anyway, but you do notice that Drak is gone. This ship is not looking good. The Dragonborn seem to be not so good condition. This one's fine. This one's okay. Didn't get caught on fire or anything. But many of the Dragonborn are in the water. You don't have a good count as of yet. But this ship doesn't look like it's going to hold on very far. John and the rest of the people actually during all this, don't really blame them. They've been staying out of Dodge. Uh, so they're trying to, float on up and help you guys. But during that time, you guys do a spot check.
30.
5.
Okay, so TJ he's been busy just helping everybody out of the water as much as he can. But Salian, you see something pretty awesome as you look about in the same direction that Dontaros and Drak was coming. You now see. One second. I'll make sure I get this right.
Nice.
Oh, where's it at? So you see a big swarm of
Oh, sweet.
of dark elves and eagles coming and flying, and they are swooping
Nice.
in and picking up like loads of the Dragonborn that are floating about. Uh, some of the other eagles are pushing the boats forward to try to get them out of the storm, and it's just a whole fleet of freaking eagles. Uh,
Awesome.
so with that, just because it's already getting really late, I'm going to push forward because there's a couple other things I want to touch, and then we're going to be done for the night. So I promise not that much.
Yeah.
So they help you guys push push the ships to the docks. But I would say because you already went to sea the first day, and then they get you there pretty damn quick. So with that, we're going to go straight to Pentura, where you see.
And oh, I just wanted to say that I'm gonna stay in my squid form so I can carry more people.
Okay, Squid Boy. All right, so Nate, with that, unfortunately, a lot of the Dragonborn did die. So the 500 is now reduced to 350.
Mm-hmm.
So he lost a few ships as well. This one, or whichever one I said, yeah, I think it was this. Yeah, this is the asset.
Yeah.
That one, it's salvageable. It can be repaired. It's whatever you want to do with it. Just have to remember that next go around. But anyway, going to that, you make it to Pintura. We'll go. All right, so we get to Pintura. You can see that it does look like it has been attacked. It doesn't look extremely damaged as the note led you to believe, but there was some damage to the city. It looks not more or less the wall the outside wall that kind of guards the city looks like it was kind of an inside thing, where a lot of the smoke and the damage is done. But even then, so it's like you've seen damage to Sinful, and it doesn't look that bad. Like your whole city got demolished like 4 times, but but once you guys get there, um, what would y'all like to do?
I'm probably gonna have to go to bed.
Yeah, no, like I said, there's a few things I got left, and then we're gonna wrap
Oh,
up.
okay,
I
okay,
promise.
okay.
I promise. It's not gonna go very much longer.
Let's I'm gonna take flight and then try to fly over the city and see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm going to bring in the army, and then I'm going to go to the Council of Elders and walk in straight up like Aragorn and the two towers, just with the big doors.
Probably should do a head count on your army just to make sure, see how many troops we lost and everything.
So once you walk into the council, you can see, like you've been there before, you notice that it's more of a republic situated up in Pintura. Uh, you can see that republic, it's kind of no mas. All those old men, they're not there. But what you do see is somebody from your old timeline that you've only met very once. You only met once. That's King Matral, and he is the Encrylian king, and he is sitting there by himself, along with a few other Encrylians and a few like humans and elves, because Pentura is kind of a melting pot of people, but it's mostly Encrylians there.
And how do you spell his name?
Matral, Matral. That's how I do it. TJ, while he's writing that down, as you're flying around, you can see that the smoke and stuff from the fire to the buildings, it looks like it's I don't know how to say it, but it's kind of old. It doesn't look like it's completely fresh. It looks like it's something that happened a while ago, because the citizens that are there, they don't look as shocked by it, and they're actually trying to, like, fix some of the damage and put some of the fires out and whatnot. So it looks like they kind of got it under control.
All right. So this looks like it happened a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna fly back to where Nathan is.
Okay. All right. So you walk up in there and you see, and just to clarify, the Encrylians are very, very tall. They're around, usually the average is about 7 feet. Very tall. Most of them are dark skin. Very like prominent features, but just very, very tall. Look very powerful and kind of domineering. So as you walk in, obviously you take notice to a Dragonborn and King Thalion walking in, and you see Matral look up, and so does everybody else. Welcome, King Pintura. We've been expecting you. And I don't know your friend.
This is Helion. Harian?
Harrion.
What's your Harian?
I'm just my name's Harrion. He gets it wrong all the time.
It's good to see you, King Matral.
And he kind of looks puzzled. And then he says, it's good to see you as well. I'd wondered if you'd remembered me, even though it was in your other timeline, which strikes you very odd.
How do you know that?
And you see that he's holding, which you probably would have remembered it, you would have seen it in your other timeline, but he has this staff, and it looks very, very meticulous and like intricate, and so he's just holding, this gives me the power of the gods, remember? It was given to me by Vesha. I know more than most. Although I do not know every detail of our meeting in the other timeline, I do know that we have met.
Is he wearing the crown?
He is.
I brought you that. I'll point to it.
And he kind of looks very sorrowful and, yes. And here it was given by your counterpart, Thalos.
Mm.
We've done well in every timeline.
Not well enough in most.
He's like, please, sit down, and your friend is more than welcome here as well. Hedion, is it?
Yes.
Hedion. I have seen visions of you as well in my staff. Garthanga, Rastor the dragon. You used to tell him jokes and be the dragon rider.
Yes, yes. I used to ride the dragon.
I see you become
But he
what you
dove
love.
into the mountain. I'm sorry, I missed what you said. I was talking to.
No, I said I see you become what you love.
Yes, he dove into the mountain to save us, keep the volcano from erupting, and I went with him. I thought that I would die alongside him, but I lived, and I absorbed his soul and his power. And I once was a halfling, but now I am a dragonborn.
And he starts to laugh. And then he stops and takes a sip of wine. You're not a dragonborn, my friend. When you're
What
done,
would you call it?
when you are done, you will be Rastor. Haven't you felt it?
I felt him inside of me, but I've always
That's what she
seemed
said.
to...
He laughs again. No, I'm just kidding.
No, wait, not like that. That's... I dead. The dragon. Yeah. I felt his soul inside of me, but I always assumed it was a duality of existence, not me becoming a actual dragon.
Actually, I got another...
And I'm gonna like fluff out my wings. I thought these were just part of the transformation and some of the abilities I absorbed from him.
It will take some time, of course, but I can feel it, and I have seen it. I have never heard of such a procedure as this, but I have seen it with my staff, the Prakran. I know you will become Rastor.
Will I still retain all my thoughts, feelings, and memories, or will I only retain what Rastor has seen and thought and felt?
That will remain to be seen. Unfortunately, I have not seen that far. But I can do some further research.
Please do. I feel that if I become Rastar in the sense of every aspect, I will
You
no
will lose
longer
yourself.
exist myself, and I will basically perish.
This is true. I hope that won't be the case. King's alien.
Yes.
As you can tell, there's been some readjusting here in Pentura. I felt the need to take over from the council after the attack. Most of the Eldermen fled with the first sight of the dim knoll, left the people in shambles, so the Incrilians, we came forth and helped the Penturian guard to take back the city. I do not know how much they let on, but Pentura has always been a city of the Incrilians. It's just part of our kingdom.
Cowardly old men.
This is true. I also
It's good.
came here to, I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
No, you go ahead.
I also came here because, as you can tell with the staff that Vesha has passed down since Etherdom all the way to me, I can foresee many things. And I do know that more and more attacks have been happening in cities around Malifaux, around Anera, Pentura, Lake Vodney, Eramelora, and so I've heard and so I saw Sinful. I'm speaking of the female attacks and the kidnapping of young men.
What does this have to do with anything?
So he kind of looks around the room at the guards that are in the room, including the Penturians, and he signals for them to leave. And then they slowly walk out the door and close the door behind them. And you can see his demeanor change from being very leadership-like, very, I don't want to say cocky, but, yeah, sure. But he's just kind of full of himself, like he knows what he's doing, and it kind of, that just disappears, and he's just, when I was younger, I wanted to prove to myself, to my father. So my friends and I, we went out on a hunting trip out in the wild. We were going to hunt bull with the halberds that we were given. Using only that, we went out with just a few supplies and were camping for at least 3 days. I was 12 at the time. That night was like the rest. We had a campfire, a meal. We sang songs, told jokes, scary stories and whatnot. But during the night I felt a chill in the air. And I thought I had dreamed, because I had had these dreams a few nights in a row. But I saw a forest before me, with the leaves and the branches, and I knew it was night, but I could see it as clear as day, except for the fog. But there was a whistle in the wind. And everybody do will save.
Oh, that's nice. I just rolled a 4.
23.
Okay, so
9.
TJ with
Or excuse
that,
me, 10.
all right, so Thalian, you're listening intently to the story. Harrian, you are recalling the dream almost like it's playing like right now, and you can kind of hear that. And then so he's telling the story, but you can still hear it, Harrian. And it's kind of like making you kind of like clench your chair and like look, oh, crap. That's just a real uneasy feeling. I heard a whisper in the wind. It was very distorted. I couldn't quite make of it. It seemed like it was someone there, so I shouted because I thought it was one of my friends. Honestly, I thought they had gotten up to pee. And I looked over, and they were both laying there beside us. The campfire was still lit. But I noticed that there was a presence walking towards us. And I saw a dark figure standing in front of us. And the whistling started getting louder and louder. I became petrified. I couldn't move. And I closed my eyes. And when I opened them, my two friends were gone. Of course, my father thought that it was me that did that, and he covered it up being the king. But I don't know what happened to my friends. But I do know that there's a tale of the one they call the Whistler. The dwarves, the Whistler, the dwarves call him the Grinning Man. The elves call him Smiley. That's all I've been able to find of the entity. The dream stopped with the help of Bertrand Reynaud. But I was wondering if you knew or found anything else.
Only that me and Harian and all of my Dragonborn has had that dream recently, the last several days.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I would say that the next time you sleep, be on guard. Listen. He does say messages within those dreams. So I've heard. I would like for... Would it be possible for you all to sleep now and Bertrand come here to watch over and hopefully try to nullify this effect?
It's fine with me.
It would be a good idea. And you say that it sounds like this man came while you were dreaming and took your friends. So we need plenty of guards around us while we sleep, while we have these dreams. So he doesn't come to us. Seems he has some power to hurt the ones we're close to while we dream.
So he snaps his fingers and a few guards walk in and he says to them something in Ancrillian, and they give him a nod, and shortly thereafter old friend Bertrand Reynaud walks in, his smug self, his awesome mustache. Hello again, friends. Good to see you.
And you,
Greetings.
I wish this was on better terms, for I hear you're having some nightmares.
or something.
Go on.
Yes, or something.
Let's get on this table here, and he kind of pats on the table. Let's get you boys to sleep here, and let's see what's in your minds.
No linens, just a table.
Very well.
I don't exactly need the finest of linens, but at least some good feather pillows and mattress.
So King Matral snaps fingers again. They bring in some nice pillows and linens, and they lay it out on the table. Whatever makes you comfortable. There you are.
Thank you. Oh, that's the stuff.
Okay, keep your shirt on.
Oh no, we're getting in the nude for this.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna go pick up one of the sheets and wrap it around me and just drop my drawers under the sheets. Took a learning college.
So you see some of the Ancrillian guards are kind of like whispering amongst themselves. They're like, oh my god, You don't know what they're saying, but it looks like, oh crap. All right.
And then I'm just gonna, you know, that thing you do when it's really cold and you get in the bed and it's kind of cold, but you just,
Yep. You go. Mm.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly
I know what
that.
you mean. Yep. Okay. I'm like, okay. Well, all right. Well, just try to get comfortable. And Bertrand stands by, and you can. He's not touching your head with his hand, but he's got his hand very close by. But after a little while, with everything that obviously had happened, and with a little bit of effects from Bertrand, you guys going off to sleep. And we go back to good old Forrest. Forrest Gump. Alright, so we're back here. The wind's howling a little bit. And you kind of quickly go back to that weird looking face in the branches. And, but it's just kind of there. Alright, so with that, let's do a listen check.
$12.
Alright,
34. No, 37.
okay, so,
Does it really matter, Nathan? Does it really matter?
so, TJ, you can hear it's very distant, still eerie feeling. Nate, you can hear the whistle. It sounds a little bit closer, but you're starting to also hit like out, but it sounds like it's coming all around you.
Get it out.
What do you want to do,
I want to keep walking.
TJ?
I walk towards the smile.
So it kind of glistens as you walk closer. What do you want to do?
Come on out, you coward.
So when you say that,
Come on out, Whistler.
what do you want to do?
I'm just gonna mock him. So yeah, I can do it too.
I want to walk up too.
And as you walk up, you're starting to find it very, very difficult to breathe. The air is like getting incredibly thick, and it's like that feeling when you're in a dream and you're trying to like run away, or like you're trying to just walk forward, like you're incredibly difficult to do. like ooh.
Yes.
It's like you're
I
walking.
know that feeling.
It's like you're walking in quicksand, and
Uh-huh.
the whistle is like it's incredibly loud in your ear, and and it just sounds very distorted, like he's trying to say something, but you can't quite make it out. Do a listen check.
It's like, you love me. As
I
a,
keep sucking at my rolls. 6.
All right.
that's 40 for me.
All right. So Harrion, you can just hear a bunch of gurgling sounds, but it sounds right up in your ear. So but Thalian, when you're starting to listen, you're starting to really comprehend of some of what he says, and as you're starting to listen, you notice that some misty-like stuff, very reminiscent of Void, starts to shoot out everywhere. And
I'm sorry, I can't hear nothing but.
I know, I'm trying to wait on TJ to stop.
Okay.
Oh, that's just in my head. My bad. I should have muted it.
No. So as the mist comes out, you You're not quite sure what he's saying, but as you kind of lean in, you listen a little bit more. It sounded more like gurgling. It's starting to really enunciate. I know who you are, Druck. And that's what we're in tonight.
Oh boy.
Cool.